into the day with the dawn ringing in my ears. Oh, I tune into my TV show. No better way, I gotta get myself into gear. Let's go. Oh, and I feel good today with my wake up in the morning espresso. I feel good today. It's my feel good breakfast show.
Booyah.
Good morning. Why did my voice crack when I said that? I'm nervous because Carl's back.
I am back, baby.
It
Yes.
has that effect on people.
Yes.
Yes.
I'm here. But I must just say, these two look like they're still on leave. Honestly, if you look at these,
Vacation
I
wear.
would say this is vacation wear. It's fine. You know what? It's so beautiful to be back on your Feel Good Breakfast show. It's lovely. At the same time, I'm thinking about a lot of people who are going to be in lines today getting stationery for their children.
Wow.
We want to tell you that we wish you all the best and make sure you stay calm. Relax. A message brought to you by your Feel Good Breakfast show. You'll be fine.
I absolutely love it. In fact, that was my favorite time of the year. I don't know if you know this about me, but I love stationery. It's like one of my favorite things ever. And so every single time I could wrap a book or decorate my book or get anything in my space case, it was the best.
I would do everything to do the opposite of that.
Really?
I mean, I'm not doing it. If I could rock up with just that brown thing on the top that said A4, I'm that guy.
You're done.
I'm that guy.
Done.
But clearly, Carlitos came through ready for the entire 3 hours of magic that we got in
course.
Feel Good Breakfast show. Bro, you refreshed from your holiday? You feeling
Yes,
good?
I'm feeling great. Yes, it was lovely. I think I was very, very intentional with actually like shutting down and shutting off.
Can you do that? Is that...
No, I know it's possible, by the way. I don't work
believe
all the
you.
time, but I think it's great to actually like have a bit of time to rest and connect with family as well. More importantly, to make sure that you are energized so that by the time you get back, you feel good. I will be honest though, on an admin level, I feel like I'm on the back foot, but I'm not going to let that get into my sort of head, because I want to make sure that I get the flow going. And I think get your flow going and don't be so hard on yourself with regard to getting back into the swing. Don't do that, man.
Yeah, baby
Relax.
steps, one step at a time.
Yeah.
And we've got you. We're in this together, okay? On your Feel Good Breakfast show. It is a Tuesday morning, and it's so good to be with you. Thank you for choosing us to take you through. We need to get into a good morning post, because on a Tuesday, we talk about relationships and we talk about couples. So I think we've got a question for you.
Yes, we have questions. So listen up very carefully. So when it comes to saying hello to individuals and, you know, especially your significant other, obviously you're going to the year together. So, you know, like Raul, you've got an individual goal and then perhaps there's their couple goals as well. So that's actually what we want to ask today.
I'm here for it. Absolutely loving the fact that we have couples goals. And that's what we want to know from you, Mzansi. With you and your partner starting the year off fresh, what are your resolutions and what are you aiming to achieve? Now, for me, it's about more adventure, more traveling and creating more memories. Those are the three things on the top of my list.
Yes.
You can combine them.
There could also be things like perhaps you want to go travel this year, which is great. Perhaps you want to try couples counseling for the first time,
yeah, get
which
the
could be
comms up.
really powerful for your relationship as well. Perhaps this year is a year of just discovering some new things, starting a business together. You know, there are so many cool goals.
Even bigger goals could be proposals, weddings,
Whoa.
babies.
Why are you saying
Let's
this?
step it up.
Why are you saying that?
I don't know. There's a feeling in the air, but look, it's a big year, Mzansi. We want to know from you, though, what you're planning on when it comes to your couple's goals this year. What are you and your partner getting up to? What are you achieving and what are the resolutions? We want to get a good, fresh perspective on your take and maybe be inspired by some of your choices this morning. So with inspiration at the forefront of conversation this morning, let's bring on some inspirational headlines. And Chris is standing by with the latest when it comes to official duties. Let's roll it on.
3 minutes after 6, let's get into that first bit of news, shall we? Well, we start with national news, where the Minister of Basic Education, Siviwe Gwarube, announced yesterday evening that the 2024 matric pass rate stands at 87.3%, a 4.4% increase from 2023 and the highest in the country's history. Over 900,000 matric learners, including full-time and part-time students from all 9 provinces, sat for the National Senior Certificate exams. Around 16,300 matriculants wrote the IEB exams, achieving a pass rate of 98.47%, the highest in 5 years. Additionally, over 360 candidates at private colleges and 407 from public schools were found guilty of dishonesty. Sticking to your national headlines, the Competition Commission's investigation into fresh produce has identified several issues affecting competition in the value chain. The findings, announced in Pretoria, revealed that supermarket prices and sales are sometimes much higher than what producers receive. The investigation also highlighted the minimal contribution of historically disadvantaged farmers to the pork market. The sector is valued at over 53 billion rand. Other factors hindering competition include inadequate municipal markets, high input costs, and regulatory barriers that limit growth in the industry. Let's take a look further afield at your international news, where at least 16 civilians in Nigeria's Zamfara state were killed in a military airstrike aimed at militant gangs in Zurmi and Maradun areas. Resident told local media that victims were members of local vigilante groups and civilians defending themselves from armed gangs known for kidnapping people for ransom. Governor Dauda Lawal expressed his condolences, while the Nigerian Air Force acknowledged the strikes. It emphasized that although the operation eliminated several bandits and free kidnapped victims, it deeply regrets the civilians' loss of life and has launched a comprehensive investigation. Meanwhile, representatives from Iran and the E3 group, the UK, France and Germany, will meet in Geneva this week to discuss Iran's nuclear program after French President Macron labeled it Europe's, quote, main strategic security challenge, end quote. The E3 countries are remaining signatories to the 2050 nuclear deal, which has largely collapsed since the US withdrew in 2018. Now, Iran's uranium enrichment has raised concerns nearing levels required for weapon-grade material. France has called for the reimposition of sanctions if Iran continues escalating its nuclear activities. Now, Tehran identifies, or denies rather, seeking nuclear weapons. And we close up with a feel-good story this morning where 17-year-old Tobeka Langa from Rustenburg Northwest has proven that resilience and hard work can rewrite one's story. Now, despite financial struggles and growing up without parental support, this social grant beneficiary emerged as one of South Africa's 2024 top matric achievers. Honored at a ministerial breakfast in Randburg yesterday, she admitted her disbelief at this accomplishment after a tough physics exam. Now, Tobeka, now set to study chemical engineering at the University of Pretoria, dreams of making a global impact. She highlights education as a gateway to brighter opportunities and a tool to defy stereotypes about grant beneficiaries. Her journey inspires the nation, showcasing that determination can transform even the most challenging circumstances into triumph. Huge congratulations, Tobeka, from your Feel Good fam to you and to all the matriculants that did so incredibly well this year. That's where we leave your news. Let's head into some sport headlines with Carl.
Thanks a lot, Carissa. Let's take a look at your sporting action, and starting with Henk Lateghan, who extended his lead in the Dakar Rally driver standings with a Stage 8 victory yesterday. The South African completed the 487-kilometer special in 4 hours, 51 minutes and 54 seconds, despite a 2-minute speeding penalty. Lateghan now leads Yazid Al-Raji by 5 minutes, 41 seconds overall, with compatriot Guy Bottrell finishing second on the day, 1 minute, 47 seconds behind. Now on to cricket, a very exciting cricket season. Rizar Hendricks and George Linder, starters MI Cape Town, secured a 33-run win over Paul Royals in the SA20 at the WSB Newlands. Hendricks hit a superb half-century to set up a total of 172 for 7, while Kagiso Rabada's fiery 2-wicket spell and Linder's career-best 3 for 15 sealed the victory, propelling MI Cape Town to the top of the table. Now let's stay with local cricket. Proteas men's coach Rob Walter has named a 15-player squad for the ICC Champions Trophy 2025. That'll be in Pakistan and led by ODI captain Themba Bavuma. Now the team includes 10 World Cup semi-finalists and newcomers: Tony de Zorzi, Ryan Rickelton, Tristan Stubbs and Vian Mulder. Fast bowlers Heinrich Nokia and Lungi Ngidi return from injury, and the Proteas open Group B against Afghanistan. That'll be on the 21st of February in Karachi. Now on to tennis. Novak Djokovic overcame an early scare to join Carlos Alcaraz and Jannik Sinner in the Australian Open second round. The Serbian lost the opening set to American Nishish Basfararedi, but recovered strongly. Now in the women's draw, Iga Swiatek, Coco Gauff and Naomi Osaka advanced, with Osaka defeating Caroline Garcia in 3 sets. Australian Open action, very exciting. In fact, we're inspired with a fitness workout a little bit later. But onto your weather action, and here's Rao with all the details.
Thank you so much, Carlitos, for that beautiful intro to weather. Absolutely love how you set the tone there. This can stay. This can definitely stay. For now, though, let's dive into weather. And the SA Weather Service has issued a high fire danger warning for today. Now, that's affecting the Northern Cape, the Eastern Western Cape, the Western Eastern Cape, the Free State, and the Southwestern Northwest. Now, the rest of the country can expect isolated showers and thunder showers across most provinces. Now, meanwhile, the Kruger National Park has activated its disaster management team due to flooding from prolonged rainfall causing damage to infrastructure. Now, several gravel roads between Skukuza and Lower Sabi are temporarily closed. Now, park spokesperson Ike Fachla urges visitors to respect road closures for safety. Now, weather conditions remain closely monitored. For now, though, let's dive into our favorite part of the morning. It's our sunrise view of the hour, and we're bringing something special from KZN. Karen's come through with this absolute stellar shot, and you can see the sun just hiding behind the clouds, but the rays can't hide from this one. They are majestically radiating across the sky, and I absolutely love it. Karen, thank you so much. All the way from KZN, we love it, and we ask you and urge you to keep it coming. The number is 063-408-8863. We love seeing how you start your day, whatever side of the country or the world you're in. So let's keep those sunrise views coming through. For now, let's take our first look at the temperatures we can expect on your side of town.
That is a beautiful morning view.
Right.
If I woke up to that, I'd be like, yes, Tuesday, come at me. I'm totally going to slay this day. And I hope that you're feeling that way too.
Lovely. Have you noticed that, in Uppington?
Yeah.
It's 36.
36 degrees?
Can you just imagine, there in Uppington, just the sweat?
Yo,
It could
too
be
much.
crazy, yeah.
I will say though, I'm one of those lucky ones that I don't
Oh, you don't sweat, eh?
I glow.
I noticed.
I glow.
Right.
I'm just going to tell you right now,
Noticed.
glowing is what I do. But listen, if you are one of those people that struggle with just a little bit of excessive sweating, because there are levels to this game, all right? We've got you covered and definitely going to provide some solutions for you as well when it comes to what could be a problem in your every single day life.
And then also, something that does actually make you sweat is a bit of tennis. And that's exactly what we're focusing on. Australian Open, the first Grand Slam of the year is here. And that's why we've got a fitness workout. We're going to unpack the Australian Open, but of course, give you some tennis basics. And that's all coming your way because we like making a racket here on your Feel Good Breakfast Show. You're welcome. Ha ha. We love you.
Was that your tennis sound?
Aha.
Ha-ha.
Aha.
I'll see you now.
You can make my day. It's my feel-good breakfast show.
Welcome back to Feel Good Breakfast Show. Expresso here on S3, and Tuesdays we're all about sharing some health advice, and today we're talking about excessive sweating, something that we do in January often. And that's obviously financially related, but at the same time it could also be hyperhidrosis. Now, it's a condition that can significantly affect daily life, but understanding the causes and treatments available can empower those who suffer from it. And today we've got the perfect individual to come through, Dr. Danica Richards, a medical aesthetics expert who will guide us through the basics of hyperhidrosis and the most common causes other than school fees. Hi.
Hi, Doc. How are you this morning?
Great, how are you?
Good. Please, can you confirm that we don't sweat, we glow?
100%.
Thank you. I needed that. I needed that for my peace of mind. But I got to get into the basics of sweating. It's something that many of us do experience. Obviously, we're exempt. But why do we sweat?
It's really quite simple.
Yeah.
It's a regulatory mechanism. It's essentially our body trying to cool us down. When it's hot or we're exercising, that's when we sweat to cool down. And sometimes it can also happen when we have a little bit of anxiety or nervousness, those sweaty palms. That's all normal. That's all within normal range.
Okay, well, some of the common causes. I mean, I know you can run, sweating. You can think about exams, suddenly you feel sweaty, so to speak. I know hormonal imbalances that can also cause excessive sweating. So what are some of the spectrum of sort of common causes of excessive sweating, I suppose?
So, I mean, it's either genetic or it's due to an underlying medical condition. Genetic, obviously, that usually presents when you're younger, under the age of 25.
Yeah.
Underlying medical conditions, there's a whole host that can cause excessive sweating. Some of the more common ones are an overactive thyroid or menopause, infections such as TB, and then there's some more complicated medical conditions, which I won't mention, but often neurological disorders can also present with excessive sweating.
That's interesting. I'm sure many people are taking notes right now. How about lifestyle factors? Does this have any sort of impact the way we conduct ourselves on the daily into sweating, excessive sweating?
Absolutely. So it's not necessarily a cause for excessive sweating, but it can trigger or worsen excessive sweating or hyperhidrosis. And not a lot of people know this. And diet-wise, it's all the things we love to eat that's bad for us. Fatty foods, salty, sugary foods, caffeine, alcohol.
Did you say caffeine? Goodness, we'd not be able to function.
You know what
in the
I was
morning,
thinking
you know?
about?
What?
People talk about meat sweats. Is that a real thing?
Meat
Like
sweat.
if you eat too much meat?
Protein-rich diets, not necessarily meat specific.
Okay, I see.
Okay.
Okay, there we go.
I was
There
very
must be something
curious
in
about that.
I think maybe it's just the body breaking down the proteins. Maybe that's it. But I think let's talk about the main thing here. When hyperhidrosis becomes a problem. Now, naturally, you could be sitting in close vicinity and people would recognize, often they won't tell you, the pong. Yes, some people would call it supporting the box. You know, there's a lot of people, you know, there's a lot of smell factors around, but I don't think anybody has ever told us, you know, why our sweat has that smell, that distinct smell.
Sure.
And you can tell it's actually distinct. You know, a lot of people smell different when it comes to sweating. So why do we smell like that?
So sweat actually doesn't have a smell. It's the bacteria that occur, bacteria or fungi, generally not fungi in normal sweating.
Okay.
But bacteria is what actually creates the odor, not the sweat itself.
That changed the game of
That
sweating
did.
now.
And I need to understand how this works. So you sweat, it doesn't smell. Like at what point? What causes it? How can we reduce it? Because people have different degrees of pong,
Yes.
Correct.
if so to speak.
Yes, well said. Yeah.
So again, diet can play a role. I mean, think about if you've had a big night the night before.
Yeah.
Not me, other people.
Yeah, other people. Yes, definitely.
Never
Of
you,
course.
Doc.
There's a definite pong that happens
Yeah.
as you release toxins through the sweat glands. So it could be diet,
Yeah.
could be bacteria, and it could just be your natural genetic smell.
Okay. So then there's help or no help in case you are seeking any sort of
Well, I mean,
solution.
if we're talking about odor
Yeah.
specifically, we're looking at, things like, firstly, obviously changing your diet if
Yes.
that's a trigger for your odor.
Yeah.
Or using a deodorant.
Okay.
Sometimes we can use topical antibiotics if necessary, or topical antifungal treatments if necessary. But if you're talking about excessive sweating, we're looking at not actually odor, reducing the amount of sweat, which is then you're looking at using an antiperspirant,
Yeah.
not a deodorant.
Okay.
So it's different.
I got you. Okay, well, this makes a lot of sense, especially antiperspirant. So I know you get a variety of them. You get the spray-on, roll-on, and even the sticks.
Yeah.
Do you, as a professional in this space, have a preference that you think works better than one or the other?
So studies have shown for hyperhidrosis specifically, so
Yes.
for excessive sweating, antiperspirants that contain aluminium chloride have a really good result in reducing the sweating.
Okay.
So that's something like Perspirex or Dryclaw are
Okay.
just some brand names that are popular.
Aluminium chloride. Done.
Yeah, that's something to take note of for sure, especially reading ingredients behind any antiperspirant. And I know there are some other methods that we could use for solutions, which we'll delve into in just a bit, because we have a part 2 of this conversation. I heard something around Botox, which really got my eyebrows raised, because that's a really interesting one. And a solution for you, perhaps, if you do deal with hyperhidrosis. I got that? Yes. I could be your doctor next time, maybe, possibly. No, don't trust me. We've got the expert in the building, and we'll get into part 2 in just a bit.
Yeah, part 2, you want to know what's going on? It's all about the Pong, as Carissa mentioned, and a great conversation we're having right now. Many of us in these times are dealing with some of these issues, so absolutely glad that we can assist you, but the conversation carries on. For now, though, it's time for Pharmacy of the Week, and it's time for us to salute the remarkable individuals leading the charge in healthcare. And today we pay tribute to Medport Pharmacy in Pietermaritzburg, proudly brought to you by Adcock Ingram OTC, sponsors of Brave. Let's check it out.
Our pharmacies are on the front line of healthcare. This is Pharmacy of the Week.
Community that we live in, that I work in, is the community I grew up in. I grew up 1 street away from here. Our patients become friends and family. At the end of the day, they must leave here with a smile. We have a passion to serve our community. It's because it's the community we come from. We also serve the greater Maritzburg and outlying areas because we do deliveries. We've been in the business for 25 years. Combined with my assistants and I, we have over 100 years of experience. Brave is not just me, it's my staff as well. It's the ability to put aside whatever your personal issues are, whatever your personal problems are, and come to work and help the people. That's what we're here for. We're here to help patients and to be able to smile. Give them that smile. No matter what you're going through, you give the patient a smile. That's why we have the Adcock Ingram products. It's a product that's been around for ages. They've been around forever. They have a huge range of products that cover a wide range of ailments, and they're dependable. And it's a household name, just like Medport Pharmacy.
Pharmacy of the Week, proudly brought to you by Adcock Ingram OTC, sponsors of Brave.
Carenza Parisi, proudly brought to you by Adcock Ingram OTC, sponsors of Brave.
Yep. My hands are together like this that I cannot do anything other than say thank you, thank you, thank you. And that's for the unwavering commitment and I think just tireless efforts as we step into the new year. So ensuring our communities stay healthy and thrive in the year ahead. We are absolutely grateful for all those at the helm serving us. But right now, we've got someone serving us something special. Excuse the pun, you see what I did there? Ricky Solomon's in the building. How you doing, bro?
I'm good, thank you, man.
Yeah, listen,
Yeah,
I'm excited. You're going to be taking me through some tennis basics ahead of the Open.
Of course,
Yeah?
of course. That's what I'm here for. Look, it's a difficult sport, so
Yes.
just hang in there with me. Hang in
Okay,
with me.
we've been warned clearly. Well, Ricky Sullivan is here. If you are looking to be inspired and have possibly been inspired by the latest action in the Australian Open, then you want to pay attention because we've got a little bit of a demo coming through and hopefully I can upgrade my tennis skills with the champ being here. And of course, carrying on with that conversation when it comes to getting your sweat on, how to deal with it, how to manage it, we got you covered, Mzansi. Don't go anywhere.
Only you can make my day. It's my feel-good breakfast show.
Welcome back. We missed you. I'm so glad you're here. It is your Feel Good Breakfast Show, Expresso, and we're continuing our health conversation about excessive sweating. Now that we've covered the causes and general treatments of what they would call hyperhidrosis, we're going to explore more specialized options on how to manage excessive sweating. This is for long-term relief. Dr. Danica Richards is still here, our medical aesthetics expert, giving us all the advice we need. Now, you mentioned something
I did.
that was intriguing to you.
Yes, it's
now,
so
please,
intriguing.
let's just hit that first.
I gotta ask you. So Botox is something that I've heard to kind of make your face, iron out your face. I'm just gonna put it like that. But I've heard you could use it in your armpits to also help with excessive sweating. So true or false, and
Correct.
how does this work?
True. Very true. So it is actually quite a popular treatment for underarm sweating specifically.
Okay.
And essentially, although Botox is most well known for relaxing muscles or wrinkles, it also deactivates the pathway which stimulates the sweat gland. So if you can't activate the sweat gland, you can't sweat. So it works very well. And often gives at least 6 months of relief. For very lucky patients, longer. But it is something you have to maintain.
Okay, I see. If you can't just go one shot and then it's done, you know, you have
Wouldn't
to
that
think
be
about
great if we could do that with everything?
Right,
Everything.
exactly. But it is a journey if you are wanting to, if your hyperhidrosis is getting to a point where perhaps it's unmanageable. And let's talk about that for a second, because hyperhidrosis on a medical level can also be an indicator of some underlying health conditions. When does it become something to actually lean into? Some people just say, I'm just a heavy sweater. But when does it become something that you need to go to a doctor for?
So we know younger than the age of 25, generally it's genetic. So if you're generally, if your sweating started over the age of 25, or it is a new onset symptom, just started, or you're noticing that you might have other symptoms, like for example, if it was due to an overactive thyroid, you might have heart palpitations or loss of weight, then all three of those things are indicators to have it looked at.
Okay.
But also, on a mental health care level, if it is impacting your social anxiety or affecting your self-esteem, it's also often linked to depression, then that would be another indicator for you to treat it. And you can just start with a visit to your friendly GP or aesthetic doctors. Most of them in South Africa are general practitioners and treat hyperhidrosis quite often. So you could also visit an aesthetic doctor. If it becomes more complicated, you could be referred up to a dermatologist or to another specialist to treat the underlying condition.
Doc, before we get into perhaps addressing your lifestyle factors like your diet that can be impacted, I did want to find out, what is excessive? At what point do we go, okay, this is abnormal?
Yeah. So we classify normal sweating as sweating when your body is trying to cool you down. So when it's hot, when you're exercising, and like I said, sometimes with anxiety. It's excessive when it just occurs at random times of the day, is not part of your normal regulation to cool your body down, often causes you to sweat through or drench through all of your clothing. And then again, if it impacts your lifestyle or how you interact at work or school or in social settings, it's excessive.
Okay, that makes a lot of sense. But now let's talk about diet, hydration. What are some of your recommendations to make sure that that is on point so that we can better manage a sweating situation?
So I always recommend keeping a health or food diary, because if I have excessive sweating and Carl has excessive sweating, our triggers might be completely different.
Very true.
So keeping a diary and seeing which dietary items or alcohol or caffeine might stimulate the excessive sweating so that you can remove those from your diet is the best solution. And then obviously caffeine and alcohol avoidance, as I've mentioned. Hydration is actually also really key. If you are well hydrated, you are better able to regulate temperature, you're going to sweat less. Also, people with hyperhidrosis sweat up to 5 times more than the normal person. So you can become dehydrated. So it's important just to monitor how much you're sweating and supplement with fluids to counteract that.
Sure.
Love it.
Doc, quick one, gotta ask you. Hygiene-wise, should we be bathing or showering more often?
Ooh.
That is a controversial one.
It is.
Yeah.
And I don't think there's enough research to substantiate one or the other.
Okay.
So I'm definitely not going to judge someone who's made the decision to not bath or shower every day. I think currently, based on research or evidence, I'm going to say that's a personal call.
Please tell the people to shower more often.
No, come on. Come on. But,
It's important, especially in summer, guys, please.
But I know that, like, you know, there are a bunch of different factors, and you've shared them as well. And I think it's important if it is becoming some sort of a problem. Usually, your gut feel is a great way of going to your general practitioner and saying,
Absolutely.
"Hey, this is an issue." Naturally, at this time of the year, there are bills that make us sweat anyway. Do not be alarmed. We're going to get through this together. But thanks a lot, Dr. Danica, for
welcome.
all of
Thank
the
you
help.
for having me.
lifeaesthetics.co.za. Please go and visit them if you have any questions. Dr. Danny will be there to answer all of those. Now, let's get sweating, but in a way that is away from hyperhidrosis. It's more about Australian Open time. We're excited about it. We're inspired. And here's Raul and Ricky with just some basics that you need to get through.
Yeah, let's get a little bit of a good sweat going right now. And of course, like you just heard with the Australian Open underway, we tend to kind of get the itch to be on the court again. So I think it's time for you to get ready to elevate your game with a special tennis fitness demo. And this one's by Coach Ricky Solomon in the building. He's a seasoned expert. The man is a tennis trainer of note. So if you want some extra advice, reach out to him online and he'll be able to guide you through some essential techniques to boost your agility, your strength and precision on the court. So let's get a little example of that. I think with everybody that's possibly watching right now, they might be inspired to try tennis out for the first time. And they might also be overwhelmed, Ricky, because it's not that easy of a game, right?
No, not at all. Look, this technology that we have to deal with today on the tennis court is, I mean, it's actually a little bit too far. They've pushed it too far. So for beginners, this game is virtually impossible. If you're 35, 40 years old, I would say, good luck, you know? Good luck trying to play this game, honestly.
Okay.
And therefore, the paddle courts are fold up.
Oh, okay.
You know, because the game is because the game is achievable.
Yes.
But this sport is just it's unforgiving.
And talk to me about that, because well, what we see online when we're watching like the Australian Open, I'm seeing rockets going across the court. I'm like, yo, this is crazy. For us mere mortals that want to have some fun on the court, what are some of the basics that we want to look at? Because I think watching the Australian Open might be a little bit too far of a reach right now. Let's bring it back to the beginning. What are the things we can focus on if we're starting out and just wanting to have some fun with the game?
Look, so very few people are aware unless you play the game, but every time they strike the ball on a tennis court, they're not just popping it over, you know? They're
like
not
just get
just
it over the
taking
net.
wild baseball swings or wild cricket swings, I would say. Everything is done with technique and finesse. So they are, every single time they strike the ball, they are actually brushing up behind the back
It's
of
like
the
getting
ball.
that spin on it.
All the time. So every shot we hit has got a ton amount of spin on it. Nadal, bang, around the head, helicopter swing. He's actually trying to catch the strings perfect on every shot. Whether the ball comes at 210 Ks, 215 Ks, he has to catch it precisely on the strings every single time. So when you're a beginner and you're unaware, these strings are so powerful, and we play with, obviously, the hard ball, if I can find it. This is the hard ball, and this is what the pros use when they play. And most people, when they go to a tennis shop, this is what they're going to ask for. So that's not the hard ball. So there's a difference.
You've got the
obviously.
hard one there,
so
right?
This is the yellow ball.
Okay.
And so this ball is 100% of the speed.
So that's what the pros are using.
This is what the pros are using. So they are obviously in a highly skilled balls coming. They've got what we call intelligence in the wrist. So they will snap on it with their hand like this, while us mortals, as you say, we can't snap out of the hand yet. We tend to snap out of the arm. We will use
so
the
using
whole
your entire
arm.
body
So use
to-
also So I mean, it's just all bad technique, and you get injuries, and you can name it. But it's just too slow for the ball, and the ball then tends to fly right over.
So
the fence.
you mentioned there's different types of balls. So is the big one like the
Yes.
end of the spectrum, the opposite end?
So yes, So we say the beginning of the spectrum now. So this is the red ball. It is 25% the speed of the hard ball, so 75% slower. So if you're a beginner and you go and you're looking for tennis coaching, or let's just say you can't go for tennis coaching, this is the ball you start out with. This ball, it's slow. You've got a lot of time. As you can see, the bounce is a lot easier, while this 100% is much faster.
Okay.
And so we tend to start with this, and then, I mean, just take a step back for me. So this here, you'll see alone is much slower, and you can tend to, learn how to play this game.
Yeah, I can have more thought and
you've got
control
more
in my
time to
shot.
control it.
Time to think.
Correct.
So let's take it to a realistic playground.
Yeah.
I'm inspired. I want to get my tennis on. I'm not yet at the point of getting a coach. I haven't contacted you yet.
Yes.
But I just want to hit the ball around. What sort of drills can I focus on?
Very good
Any
question.
basics, just kind of getting
Any
that
basics?
wrist
No, of
control,
course. Okay,
getting
fine.
that
Okay.
hand-eye coordination.
Fine, okay. So pass this ball to me. So then we'll start, we'll use the hard ball then, just because I know getting hold of these other balls can sometimes be a little difficult.
Yeah,
So
okay.
just take the ball. Okay, fine. So just simple stuff you can do at home, obviously, just to teach the hands. First, we just call this ups. So you just do a few ups, and then after that, if you feel like you can do maybe 100 of these in a row, fantastic, because now you got a little bit of like control of your
hand-eye
of the muscles in the
coordination's
hands.
coming together,
Then we're
okay.
gonna do what we call with the kids fish and chips. So here we go. So you just turn the racket face around.
Oh, like okay.
There we go. And you
Literally
just-
almost like you're frying something.
Yes, no,
on a
spot
pan. Okay.
on. And now you're learning hand control. Okay. And then if we're gonna, and then this is probably a little excessive overkill. So we call this fish and chips with salt. Okay.
Oh, whoa! You're getting it like on the edge of the racket,
but
bro.
this-
That is
again,
cool.
This is just wrist control, hand control, wrist intelligence.
That's not easy, bro. Okay. So hand-eye coordination is important. Wrist control is important. Even just those little ups that you're doing now, I can feel the forearms working quite a bit.
Correct. But it's all about teaching. It's about learning muscle control within here, how to be very gentle, how to get that micro movement feel in your hands. Learning to hit out of your hand is the key.
Okay, I love this, Ricky. Thank you so much for coming
pleasure,
through,
man.
man.
My
Educating us, giving us a reason to get involved. I know it's nothing overwhelming, but I think this is perfect for anyone starting the game, wanting to just get involved. You reckon walk around the house in the passage and just kind of like see if you can multitask while doing this?
Spot on.
All right. Thank you, man. Appreciate the tips, and I think this is what inspiration's about. We out here with Ricky Solomons. He's not just here to give us a demo on tennis, but he's also here to give us some great insights into what's happening when it comes to the Australian Open. So we're going to dive into a conversation in just a bit. I'm going to carry on working on my skills and see if I can get the salt, get the salt
on the
my
chips,
chips. Oh, it's getting
There we go,
salty.
there we go.
Hey, listen, clearly you want some skill sets upgraded, then Ricky's the guy to contact too, because he knows what he's talking about. Just being around him right now, and I'm already leveled up. So you want your tennis game going on? Here's your guy. But our conversation will carry on in just a bit. Ricky, thank you so much.
Cheers.
And we'll chat soon, bro. Nice. All right, let's go.
Gonna go. Oh yes. 15
Man, with all of that tennis action, I almost feel like they've built up an appetite. And if you have too, I know it's quite early in the morning, but we've got you covered when it comes to those January recipes, okay? We've got a super delicious, budget-friendly stir-fry just after this, just for you. And not only that, we're going to tick the box of entertainment. Sipho the Gift is in the building, and we're going to talk all things to do with new music and plans for 2020 Thrive. Yes, I'm going to call it that. We'll see you straight after this, Expresso fam.
Only you can make my day. It's my feel-good breakfast show.
Welcome back. This is your Feel Good Breakfast Show, Expresso here on S3. And it's Hip Hop Tuesday as well. We don't only talk about health today because you know what? South Africa has a healthy hip hop industry too. So we have a rapper here from the Eastern Cape. In fact, from Sterkspruit, Eastern Cape. Songwriter, poet. Sipho the Gift is here, renowned for his thought-provoking lyrics, eclectic sound, and captivating live performances. Sipho has been in the studio cooking up something fantastic to bless us with this year. So welcome, my friend. It is good to see you and honored to chat to you today.
Thank you so much. It's a pleasure to be here.
Great, man. I was listening to No Problem, by the way, on the way in with Hannah. What a song.
Thank you so much.
Bars and bars. I would highly recommend that you go stream that track. It's called No Problem. It is absolutely incredible. Good motivation for coming to work today.
Yes.
But let's start off at the beginning. I mean, you are a storyteller.
Yes.
But apparently you come from a family of storytellers. Is this where the inspiration came to get into the game?
Yes, definitely. It's always inspired me to have a particular message within the music. Like you can all dance, but it has to be thought-provoking and plant a seed for some inspiration, and that's where I was inspired.
All right, so purpose is important, right?
Yes, yes.
You
yes.
can't just be a rapper and say, I can string some lines together and it sounds cool.
I mean, there's a space for that, but I believe words have a lot of power. Like, you can do a lot with a message, and that's where my thinking comes from.
So from what I heard from No Problem this morning, you are a rapper that is, you're very melodic. In fact, a little bit of multisyllabic here and there when it comes to your style. What is the style that you believe that you are in terms of your artistry right now?
I think I'm a jack of all trades, a Swiss knife of sorts. But I've had to. You have to sort of plant the medicine within the cheese, they sometimes say.
Yeah.
So you have to make it melodic, make it catchy, make it give a little bit for every single person, but also have the message within that. And that's where I thrive, I think.
It's important because what you do is with something that's a bit more commercial, you get an audience.
Yes.
And then once they are captive, then you can drop those truths and those purposeful messages in there. It's so powerful to hear you say that, though. It's not just about that sort of I sound good on this track.
Yeah.
This track means something, and I think that's so important to add to the mix. Just in terms of in your career so far, what has been a highlight for you so far? I'd like to know. Was it a gig? Was it a moment? Was it somebody who spoke to you? What was that?
It might sound weird. A lot of people might say it's a particular stage they've been on, a person they've met. But for me, it's all the strides I've been able to make. I always wanted to be an independent, focused artist who's in charge of their own supply chain from like making the music, producing it, mixing, mastering, selling merchandise, the whole shebang. And I've managed to kind of do that within my own lane. And that's what I'm the most proudest of.
I love this. This is a very, very good thing because when you own your music, it's very important, though.
Yes.
It's like being a small business owner, you know?
Exactly, yeah.
And that's what you're doing today, which is fantastic. So 2025 is a big year ahead as an artist, as a poet, as a rapper, as a human, as Sipho, as somebody from Sterkspruit, Eastern Cape.
Yeah.
What is the vision board looking like for this year?
The vision board is to continue dropping quality music at a very high clip, but also legitimize in terms of, you mentioned thinking about it from a small business perspective.
Correct.
And that's exactly what it is. So you produce art that's art quality level, like gallery level, but then you put means behind it so people can support it and buy it.
Okay.
The same way they would at a McDonald's.
That's it.
Yeah, because this music takes a bit of money to produce.
No, it does. I think that's important for any consumer of music to know, is that you don't just pitch up to the studio that is apparently yours. No, you need studio time. You need mixing and mastering.
Exactly.
You need the actual time to be in that studio. You can't exactly go in there for your half an hour and finish your song.
Yeah.
Some of these tracks take weeks. Some of them take months.
Yes.
And I think it's important to know that as a consumer, to have that type of connection to the music and know what goes behind it. Now, talking about the music.
Yes.
Lotuk.
Yes.
L-O-T-U-K.
Yes.
Volume 2.
Yes.
Tell me about the acronym that is Lotuk, because it's L-O-T-U-K. What does that mean?
Legend of the Underground King.
Oh!
Yeah.
Who's the Underground King, Sipho?
Well, you might assume it's me, but it's actually whoever's listening to the song and resonates, or the music and resonates with it. The thought process behind it was to inspire people to create and live within their own lanes.
Yes.
So I could want to be Drake, I could want to be whoever, but I embrace being myself, an underground king within my own lane. Yes.
No risk, no roses.
Yes.
That is the connection to it. And what you're saying there is, it's quite risky to have that type of persona. Type risky, right?
Yeah, you have to bet on yourself. You always have to bet on yourself.
Well, I mean, honestly, we are going to give you your flowers or your roses today because we're going to get a couple of performances from you as well. Hear a couple of the bars. I would highly recommend a song called No Problem. It's such a good song. Sorry, I listened to it on the way in and I think it's fantastic. So just make sure that you get this guy on the radar, on the playlist, Sipho the Gift, Eastern Cape Stand Up, Stand Up. This is your person. And make sure we support our own first. And that's going to happen right here on your Feel Good Breakfast Show a little bit later.
Absolutely loving this conversation, loving the fact that we get to look forward to a poet, to say the least. Those words are going to echo in our studio in just a bit. But what we're going to echo now is some good flavors on a budget. So if you're looking for a quick, healthy and budget-friendly meal, you've come to the right place because we've got a vegetable stir-fry, which I think is the perfect solution to all the cravings and all the budget-friendly options you've been looking for, because January, I know the feeling, right? So listen, we got this awesome meal. It's bursting with flavor. It's a versatile dish and it can be made with ingredients that you're more than likely going to have in your pantry and fridge already. So no need to go out and get any extravagant ingredients. All you need to do is pay attention right now because Carissa is going to show us how easy it is to put this one together.
Yeah, that's right.
We did some good stirring up yesterday.
We did.
I really enjoyed that.
I took some tips from that for sure.
Me too. And what I enjoyed the most is that it's something very similar to the style of cooking I love.
Yes.
Quick, flash it up nice and fresh, almost playing to that al dente sort of feel, but it's something that's convenient too. And I know with the amount of work that we have going on throughout the day, it's a perfect meal to just whip up, right?
Yes.
So it's down your alley too?
Yes, 100%.
While you're
I'm trying
dancing.
not to get killed by the oil. But you do need a hot pan when you do this,
Got
medium
you.
to hot, because like you said, you do want your veggies not to be completely dead, right?
Mm.
No RIP to the carrots. We want it to have a bit of a bite at the end of the day. But we're going to go in with them first because they are the harder vegetables.
Okay, they need some more time.
They need more time.
Yeah.
And then we're going to kind of build up our stir fry as we go.
Nice.
And you can really use any vegetables, but we've got some peppers, some zucchini, some onions, and some beans today, just to kind of bring together.
Love it. And like we were echoing yesterday, the sentiment of eating lots of colors,
Yes,
eating that
exactly.
rainbow, which we love to talk about. I think it is something that we should keep reiterating because often it's the case that you are then including a lot more variety when it comes to nutrition,
Yes.
vitamins and nutrients. So let's get a good balance. We've got it here. We've got colors, we've got great flavors, and we've got
Yes.
time on our hands to have good conversation
Exactly.
instead of
'cause
worrying
it's
about
quick.
the meal.
It's so quick and easy. And I also love this. I think there's been a big push about you must take your multivitamins and this and this and this every day. Sure, you can have the supplements, but let's start with the food.
Yes.
And I love that this is budget friendly and also doesn't compromise on nutrition. So
No, it doesn't. This is kind of like food being medicine, but in a beautiful way.
Yes, exactly.
So yeah, we've got the peppers are gone in, the carrots are gone in, we've got
Yep.
zucchinis next. Those don't take too long, so I'm assuming that's why you've left it to towards
Exactly.
the end, yeah?
And also the onions. I don't mind an onion. I'll eat a raw onion, not the whole thing, but like on a sandwich, right?
Okay, show me, prove it.
I'm not going to take a bite out of an onion, but a couple of rings here and there. So I don't mind it to just have a little bit of a little saute, and then you can eat the goodness of the onion.
And that again, I think is like a preference thing because some
Yes.
people might start with the onion, saute it, and then get that little softness and caramelize it.
Caramelize,
but I
I
think
like
with this
that.
version that we're creating right now, it's sticking to crispy,
Yes.
it's sticking to fresh.
Yes.
So you want to get a bit of that crunch in the onion too, which is not a bad thing at all. I always think of it as like when you whip up a salad. And you've got very similar ingredients and it's fresh and crunchy. This is kind of like in the
It's like
middle.
a warm salad.
A warm salad. It's
warm
not.
salad.
It's not sloppy and floppy.
No.
Right? We don't want that. We still want life in it. So we're winning here. I like this.
And then I'm just going to put in some grated garlic. You could also use some ginger. I think that would add a nice Asian freshness to it too. And then, of course, we got to season everything with some salt and pepper, freshly cracked pepper, and some delicious salt. And then we've got some sauces
Oh,
too.
nice. I didn't
As
even
we
see
kind
that.
of have
Got
a
the
good
one
drive.
we love pronouncing.
You pronounce it.
Worcester
Worcester sauce.
Worcester, you call it what you like. We just
Ask
love
them
the
upstairs
flavor.
how to say this. They've got chefs upstairs waiting for us.
We
I
do,
would
but
say
everybody-
Worcester.
I was brought up saying Worcester, and then I was like, whoa, I didn't know. You guys are overcomplicating this thing. But whatever it is, we know what we're talking about, and we love the flavor that it enhances a meal for. So, yeah, I love also the fact that we're talking about a meal here that like we said, is budget friendly. And this Oriental flavors, I think, is reminding me of how the Asians do it so well when it comes to budget friendly. The South Africans do it well. So we're combining all the powers here.
Yeah, because we're resourceful, aren't we?
Mm.
And I love that. I also put some honey in here, so then that also adds to the sweetness. And then the last step is just to add our noodles.
Bum, bum, bum. Zanzi, reminder, expressoshow.com. You can get this recipe. You can get inspired to have a rainbow full of color and nutrition right on your plate, and it doesn't take any time at all. That's how easy it is. Carissa coming through with perfection.
Look at
in the stir fry.
that.
Well played. I'm impressed, huh?
Thank you. I think I'm getting a bit better at this.
You are indeed. And we're going to get better at just bringing you more and more magic of Zanzi. Don't go anywhere. A lot to look forward to. And speaking of Carlitos, what is on the lineup? I'm hoping that you got something good for us. I hope you're ready for it. Are you? Yes, no, please?
I think Carl wants some of the stir fry.
Stir fry, please. I'll have 2. That'll be great, though. And
for
lovely.
me too. So
Yes.
4.
4 for us. Thank you. 1.5. That'd also be nice. But this man, Alan Committie's got a massive, incredible new show. In fact, if comedy had an Olympics, this man would win gold every single time. Comedy gold is out there now. As well as Carissa's got a little behind-the-scenes look at My Fair Lady. So make sure you stay with us, please. That'd be lovely. Alan Committie's face is here. And him. Face.
Stand a chance to be one of 10 lucky winners, each winning a share of 200,000 Rand and cash prizes from Tuffy's South Africa. Simply buy a pair of Tuffy's school shoes between now and 14 February. Then WhatsApp your proof of purchase to 087 250 0811 or buy directly on tuffys.co.za and fill in the form to enter. Competition closes 14 February. T's and C's apply. Tuffy's, for every kind of tough.
It's my feel-good breakfast show.
Oh, yes, welcome back, Mzansi. It's your Feel Good Breakfast Show. It's feeling like the fast lane. An hour's already gone by, and there's been so much happening on your Feel Good Breakfast Show. And it's going to continue. The next 2 hours are going to be nothing but that and more. But before we do, official duties must commence. It's about to go on the hour, which is perfect timing. So bring on official duties. Let's go.
Thank you, Raul. We're approaching 7 o'clock, so let's get into your national headlines. Where the South African Police Service in Limpopo seized counterfeit and illicit goods worth over 5 million Rand in Musina. Two Eritrean nationals and a Bangladeshi national, all asylum seekers, were arrested for dealing in counterfeit goods during an operation led by the National Counterfeit Goods Unit at the Messina shopping mall. Over 2,000 items, including sneakers, clothing, cell phone accessories, perfumes and consumables, were seized. The Bangladeshi national faces an additional charge after attempting to bribe officers to avoid arrest. Let's move into some good news and national news at that, where Minister of Basic Education Sipho Gwarube yesterday evening announced that the 2024 matric pass rate stands at 87.3%, marking a 4.4% increase from 2023. Over 900,000 matric learners, including full-time and part-time students from all 9 provinces, sat for the national senior certificate exams. Approximately 16,300 matriculants wrote the IEB exams with a pass rate of 98.47%, the highest in 5 years. It was also revealed that over 360 candidates at private colleges were implicated in cheating, while 407 candidates from public schools were found guilty of dishonesty. Moving further afield to your international news, mediators presented Israel and Hamas with a final draft for a ceasefire and hostage release yesterday, after a breakthrough in talks in Doha. Now, the talks, attended by envoys of both Joe Biden and Donald Trump, included key officials such as the chiefs of Israel's Mossad and Shin Bet and Qatar's Prime Minister. Officials described significant progress in negotiations, with the next 24 hours crucial for finalizing the deal. Both Israeli and Hamas delegations received the draft, but no official communication, or confirmation rather, was given by the parties involved. Meanwhile, at least 16 civilians in Nigeria's Zamfara state were killed in a military airstrike aimed at militant gangs in the Zermi and Maradan areas. Residents told local media that the victims were members of local vigilante groups and civilians defending themselves from armed gangs known for kidnapping people for ransom. Governor Dauda Lawal expressed his condolences, while the Nigerian Air Force acknowledged the strikes. Now, it emphasizes that although the operation eliminated several bandits and freed kidnapped victims, it deeply regrets the civilian loss of life and has launched a comprehensive investigation. And closing up your 7 o'clock news with a heartwarming story. It's a tale of resilience as well as love in winning over social media users worldwide. Now, Rexy, born on November 18th, 2014 in Russia, is no ordinary cat. With a face full of adorable expressions and an unstoppable zest for life, this living emoji has captured hearts worldwide. Despite being handicapped with non-functional hind legs, Rexy thrives under the loving care of his devoted owner, Dashi Maneva, who passionately advocates for disabled pets. Rexy's joyful spirit proves that physical challenges don't define a fulfilling life. His Instagram account, with almost 700,000 followers, showcases his playful antics and vibrant personality, globally spreading smiles and positivity. Follow Rexy for your daily inspiration and cuteness overload. Now, if that didn't make you smile, I don't know what's going to help, but it's where we leave your 7 o'clock news. Let's head into some sporting headlines. Here's Carl with the latest.
Let's take a look at your sporting action, starting off with motorsport. Henk Lateghan extended his lead in the Dakar Rally driver standings with a stage 8 victory yesterday. The South African completed the 487-kilometer special in 4 hours, 51 minutes and 54 seconds, despite a 2-minute speeding penalty. Lateghan now leads Yazid Al-Raji by 5 minutes, 41 seconds overall, with compatriot Guy Bottrell finishing second on the day, 1 minute, 47 seconds behind. Now on to cricket. Rizal Hendricks and George Linder starred as MI Cape Town secured a 33-run win over Paul Royals in the SA20 at the WSB Newlands Stadium. And of course, Hendricks, he hit a superb half-century to set up a total of 172 for 7, while Kagiso Rabada's fiery 2-wicket spell and Linder's career-best 3 for 15 sealed the victory, propelling MI Cape Town to the top of the table. Now, staying with cricket, Proteas men's coach Rob Walter has named a 15-man squad for the ICC Champions Trophy 2025 in Pakistan, led by ODI captain Temba Bavuma. The team includes 10 World Cup semi-finalists and newcomers, Tony de Zorzi, Ryan Rickleton, Tristan Stubbs and Vian Mulder. Fast bowlers Andrich Nokia and Lungi Ngidi returned from injury, and the Proteas open Group B against Afghanistan on the 21st of February in Karachi. And on to tennis. Inspiration for the show today. Novak Djokovic overcame an early scare to join Carlos Alcaraz and Jannik Sinner in the Australian Open second round. The Serbian lost the opening set, that is to American Nishev Basavaredi, but recovered strongly. In the women's draw, Iga Swiatek, Coco Gauff and Naomi Osaka advanced, with Osaka defeating Caroline Garcia in 3 sets. That's it for your sporting action for now. Another update in 1 hour. Let's take a first look at your roads. Here's Ryle.
Thank you so much, Carl. And yes, let's dive into the roads right now. And starting off in Midrand, Gauteng, there are minor delays which are expected for motorists as a result of congestion. And that's on the N1 southbound between Old Johannesburg Road and Olifantsfontein Road. And if you are in the affected area, please maintain a safe following distance. We now move to Cape Town and Milnerton to be specific. There's back-to-back traffic which is being experienced on the N7 southbound at the N1 inbound ramp. Now, wherever you are headed, please adhere to the rules of the road and try to arrive alive. From the road to the skies, let's find out now what's happening in the world of weather. Yep, and once again, we're in the world of weather, and the SA Weather Service has issued high fire danger warnings for today, and that's affecting the Northern Cape, Eastern Western Cape, the Western Eastern Cape, and the Free State, as well as the southwestern parts of the Northwest. Now, the rest of the country can expect isolated showers and thunder showers across most provinces. But meanwhile, the Kruger National Park has activated its disaster management team, and that's due to flooding from prolonged rainfall causing damage to infrastructure. Now, several gravel roads between Skukuza and Lower Sabi are also temporarily closed, and park spokesperson Ike Fahla urges visitors to respect road closures for safety. Now, weather conditions remain closely monitored. Once again, however, we dive into one of our favorite parts of the morning, and that's our sunrise view of the hour. And check this one out, an absolutely iconic location. Robben Island is where this one was taken. A very, very interesting and gloomy shot over here. You can't see too much of the sun, but you can definitely see some shades of color completely changing as you overlook Robben Island in the distance. What an iconic shot. Absolutely love the creativity there. Abdul, nicely done. I love this new perspective on our sunrise, and I love seeing what you've got, Mzansi. So we'll do it one more time in the hour. The number's 063 408 8863. Keep these incredible sunrise views coming. And for now, let's see what temperatures you can expect on your side of town.
I'm sure that Worcester would be proud that we've been calling this sauce Worcester sauce the whole time.
Yes.
What do you call it?
Worcestershire.
Oh, is that the right way?
I have no idea.
That sounds about right. Worcestershire.
I have no idea.
Carl.
But I know that
Thank
too
you.
is Worcester, and is overseas, and Worcester is ours because we say the W and it's a V, and it's a bit more Vusia, so that makes
is
sense.
Vus in here,
so
actually.
it does. So, but it's okay. But the show is going to get politely Vus a little later, I can tell you now, because we've got Alan Committie here.
Yes.
And he's got a new show, Comedy Gold. It
So
is a
good.
must-see, and if you want to know more, I suggest you stay right there.
Yeah. I actually saw somebody described him as comedy on 2 feet. I was like, that is a perfect description for this international superstar that we've got the privilege of talking to today. And speaking about an international production, It's so incredible that, of course, we're going to get into the behind-the-scenes look of My Fair Lady. We touched on it last year. We're going to have another look at it again because it really is just so incredibly good. And I got to meet all the actors, so be jealous.
Ooh.
Are you jealous?
I'm
You should be
jealous. Yes, I am.
We'll see you now.
Only you can make my day. It's my feel-good breakfast show.
Oh man, welcome back to your Feel Good Breakfast Show. Yes, the giggles are here because there's no better way to start the new year than with some good laughter from a renowned award-winning funny man. Alan Committie is in the building. Now, his latest laugh out loud stand-up show called Comedy Gold is taking place at the Theatre on the Bay in Cape Town. It's currently running and all the way until the 8th of February this year. So please help me in giving him a feel good welcome.
Come on! Madness!
Yes.
And perfectly positioned.
100%.
They've set me. I can't move like this. I can't move like that. I stuff up the picture. You've got to sit like this. I'm very happy.
But relax. You're
Okay,
here
relax.
for a good time.
Yes, there we go.
That's
Beautiful.
the position
That's much
for me.
better.
I love it.
I've
But
just got some Worcestershire shawls underneath. I don't know what that... So irritating.
that's good. That's the best.
It is the best.
So before we start on Comedy Gold,
Yes.
your 2025, how has it started for you?
Oh man, with a bang. I love performing at this time of the year because I get to meet all the foreigners and all the visitors to Cape Town. And as you know, at this time of the year, everyone in the world is in Cape Town.
That's correct.
And there are only 11 roads in the city. So traffic now starts at 2:45 in the morning and ends at 5:10, 4 days later. It's thrilling. I've been here since Saturday morning just to get here on time.
How do you expect us to conduct this interview? We're just going to be laughing the entire time.
Keep looking at those little tablets.
Yes, we are.
Nothing
We're
on
trying
them.
Okay,
to
next
deflect.
question, Alan.
These
Now,
are mirrors.
I I've got to ask you, 2024.
My hyperhidrosis,
Yeah.
it's actually improving. Thank you very much. I was sweating in places I didn't even know. These aren't even my pants. I've had to change them 3 times.
I'm the worst person to make laugh because you're never going to get anything out of me. 2024, please take me through some highlights that you may have experienced last year.
Okay, well, last year was an amazing year because I turned 50 years old.
Wow,
Please. I
happy
know.
birthday.
Don't applaud.
Yes.
It's just time passing, but there it is. So it was a big year for me.
Yeah.
And I, besides all the comedy, which I adore doing, and I'm very privileged in that I get to travel the length and breadth of this beautiful country and play to all the people, whether in corporate environment or obviously in my stage shows, various festivals. But every year, and Carl knows this, I try and do a straight theatre production or something a little more serious. I kind of bounce between live theatre, producing theatre, stand-up.
Right.
And I got to do one of my bucket list productions in Amadeus, which was this incredibly big show, which I produced at a cast of 15, and it did everything that I wanted it to do. It ticked all the boxes. So 2024 was a special one for me. And, you know, then every year I get to start a new comedy show, and this year was no different. It was Comedy Gold. So just a lovely way to end the year as well and bounce into the next 12 months.
Wow, that's incredible. 50 is a big deal.
Well, it's 51 now because my birthday was on Monday, so time is...
Oh,
I know.
happy birthday.
Thank
We
you
missed
very
it.
much. Is there anything? Is there a gift, or is it just...
Let's bring in the...
Bring it in! This is exciting. What is it, a tennis racket from that strange man who was bouncing
from
things around?
Ricky. It's Ricky's forehand. That's what we have just for you.
Ricky's forehand has been... Anyway, the point is, leave it. This is national television and we won't allow
man. But going straight into Comedy Gold, last year was centered around Olympics. A lot of content came from there.
Yes.
Is that why you thought, I have to create this production?
Well, look, part of my set is those beautiful Olympic rings. So it was actually going to be about Audi, but they stuffed up the circle. So then we decided, let's do it about the Olympics. Listen, a lot of last year, of course, the focus was on that global event and all the athletics. And so this show touches on that a little bit. But really, it's about achievement, whether it's being the best version of yourself in relationships or at school. Where the academic results came out yesterday.
Right.
You know, I was a teacher. People forget that.
Oh,
you didn't know
I
that?
didn't know this.
I don't teach anymore.
Okay.
The restraining order is very specific about that. But no, I'm joking. They proved nothing. The point is, when I was teaching all those years ago, education was in a perilous state. I remember asking a grade 8 student what comes at the end of a sentence, and he said an appeal. And, do you know what I mean? And that'll tell you where South Africa was a number of years ago. But things are better, great pass rates, everyone's doing well, except for the ones who didn't.
No.
And a shout out to them. They're probably sleeping, they won't be up this early.
We apparently have done the best that we have in history, so congrats to all those people. Yeah.
So the show's about achievement. It's about a little bit of athletics. You know, I actually wear a tracksuit in the show, which is a little informal for me because normally I'm in a suit.
Yes.
But athleisure wear, I think they call it. That's when it's expensive tracksuits.
Yes.
I think that's a technical term I've made up. And really a tracksuit, sometimes when you see people in real life in tracksuit, it looks like they've given up on life.
Yes.
They've run their race. But if you wear expensive ones, then you get that looseness in the hips.
Okay.
And it means you can wander freely around places like Constantia Village and Constantia Village, as we pronounce it in Cape Town, and have breakfast at Tisha's.
I love Tisha.
Is it not Tisha's?
It makes sense.
I think it is. So the show's centered around all of that. It's a madcap 2 hours of all kinds of stuff. If you've seen my shows before, you know it's physical stuff, it's verbal stuff, and I have a flip chart.
Oh, the flip chart. The flip chart.
The flip chart is important. Yes.
Well, I need to see this show.
Well, why aren't
the flip
you there?
chart is there on
the
screen.
There it is. There it is. I'm doing all kinds
the
of
expensive tracksuit.
Oh, I see the
Can you
expensive
see that? Isn't it beautiful? That's
tracksuit.
real gold. Or it should be for the price that I paid for that. Anyway, the point is it's exciting.
Oh, my goodness. I would love to come to the show. So.
All right, we'll see you on Wednesday.
Yes,
It starts at 8.
Thank you. It runs until the 8th of Feb, so whenever people can get their tickets.
Absolutely, and then we go straight through to Monte Casino in Joburg. So
Amazing.
for those who are up country, we're coming for you. It's going to be exciting.
I love this. I did want to ask you about your material, though. Is it inspired by your life, real life, current events like you did with the Olympics?
There's an elderly lady in Blairgowrie in Joburg
I used to live there.
who gives me all my material.
I thought so.
She doesn't know me. I don't know her. It's on an ad hoc basis. Most of my material comes from observation and listening. When I start a new year after the show, so in other words, when I finish Comedy Gold, I immediately open a little notes page on my phone, and I start just recording snippets of conversation, memes that I might see, thoughts that might occur. They don't have to be funny. They will just slowly be collected over the next 10 months. And then as I approach the new show, I sit down with Chris Weir, who directs my shows, and we start to massage and manipulate it and then come up with the first thing to do is come up with a poster title. Here's some advice for young people. When you're doing a new show, get a poster. That'll put the pressure on. Then you have to do the show. It's a pleasure. Don't listen to me. Follow others for better advice. Hydrosis.
Hydrosis. Alan, you are such a pleasure. You are actually hilarious. I didn't mean to say actually like it's a surprise.
Yeah, no, well, it's exactly how it came across, if I'm honest.
Exactly how it said.
Is this the only breakfast show available? I'd love to be doing some other things. If you're out there, reach out to me. It's not just Expresso.
Oh, my goodness.
You are hilarious, is what I was getting at, and I can't wait to see you in action.
Yeah.
Please remind us of those details again.
Sure. Comedy Gold is at Theatre on the Bay, and it is running right through to Feb 8th here in Cape Town, but you can catch me at Monte Casino from the middle of Feb all the way to the middle of March. Don't miss out.
Love it. Done and dusted. There we go. Go see Alan Committie. And let's see Ryle in this one over here because he is just gold in his tan.
Stop it. I'm just trying to just keep the laughter suppressed right now. Ellen, you're an absolute gem. Can't wait to see the magic that you present to us. But right now, we're going to present something special to you because last year we also had the incredible opportunity to go behind the scenes of the entertaining My Fair Lady, which was running at the Artscape Theatre. Now, while the Cape Town leg has come to an end, the show continues its South African tour in Johannesburg. And it's taking place from the 25th of Jan to the 2nd of March at Monte Casino, and then in Durban from the 8th of March to the 16th of March at the Playhouse. Now, from marvelous set design to entertaining sing-alongs, it's musicals that you want and you do not want to miss out on. Let's take a look at what exactly I'm talking about.
Hello, Expresso fam. We are on the ground at the Artscape Theatre out in Cape Town as we brace ourselves for one of the most anticipated musicals of the year, and that is My Fair Lady. Based on George Bernard Shaw's play Pygmalion, this follows the transformation of Eliza Doolittle from a flower seller.
I would never budge till spring crept over me windowsill. Someone's head resting on my knee, warm and tender as he can be, who takes good care of me. I wouldn't it be lovely?
Well, let's get into this iconic role. I mean, it really is a little bit intimidating, but nothing you can't handle. So tell me what drew you to it, and also how you intend to put Leah's fingerprint on such a classic role.
I think what's so exciting about Eliza from an actor's perspective is that she has such a beautiful arc, a character journey. I mean, she starts as this kind of innocent street seller. She sells flowers, and her life is very simple. And then she's kind of met with this life-changing opportunity, and she just has to take it. And I think also the songs and the music for me is very exciting. I come from a very musical and very creative family, so musical theatre is a very special place.
Now, you share this role of Eliza Doolittle with Brittany Smith. How does your interpretation of it set it apart?
We worked together on The Sound of Music last year, so it's been very exciting to work side by side this time around. And Britt and I both come from two slightly different training backgrounds. She's with Cape Town Opera, so I come from a more musical theatre background. She teaches me things, I teach her things. It's been a collaboration, even though we aren't on stage together. And I'll be honest, quite a sisterhood.
Craig, thank you for having us in this beautiful space today as we anticipate another show tonight. How did you approach the often contentious but also very complex character of Henry Higgins?
Well, unlike many people, I didn't grow up on this piece, so I watched it when I knew we were doing it, and I quickly rang up our director, Stephen Stead, and I said, we can't do this, we can't say these things. And he said, you know, we have to understand that he's not being horrible or nasty, he just is that way.
Let a woman in your life, and your serenity is through. She'll redecorate your home from the cellar to the dome, then get on to the enthralling fun of overhauling you.
The essence of a human being transcends all. And what happens to this man, who is so classist and sexist and thinks it's my way or the highway and he knows everything, is the essence and the fire and zest and zeal and verve of this street girl is what he falls completely in love with and what he becomes completely enamored by. And ultimately, I think if human beings could give other human beings a chance and we just get to see someone's soul and the essence of who they are, class, race, culture fall away.
Graham, the production is here. People have enjoyed it. We're yet to enjoy some more performances coming up. Tell me how this experience has been for you so far.
It's a wonderful production from every point of view. You can see this wonderful set that I'm standing in. It feels as though I'm standing in a Victorian house of the period, and I'm playing Colonel Pickering. Everybody loves Colonel Pickering, and so he's the delightful, sort of quirky, funny, eccentric one, and it's just beautiful.
Tell us a bit more about how you added freshness and relevance to this role as a seasoned actor.
You know, it's all there in the text. I mean, it's George Bernard Shaw, and it is a brilliant text. It's funny, it's witty, it's clever, it's emotional, it's all of those things. You know, it's such a celebration, and seeing the audiences rising to their feet, clapping, cheering, it's quite obvious that it's been a wonderfully uplifting experience, and so it should be.
I grew up with My Fair Lady, and I saw it as a baby or as a child, and I wanted to share it with the family, and they grew up with the video, so it's going to be fun.
I'm here because I've heard so much about Fair Lady. I haven't seen it before, and I'm looking forward to seeing it.
14 of our family, yep, all coming, and the little ones, I hope they can keep awake, but they're all very excited, and they'll be arriving shortly. They've never been, they're little, and I think it's going to be wonderful to see their reactions.
It's a show we've seen several times before in London and elsewhere, and I believe this is exactly up to standard.
When my dad was younger, he had a family tradition of coming to the theatre every year, and we have continued that, and we're going to watch My Fair Lady tonight.
I was in Klerksdorp in school in the Northwest, and I had music as a subject, and My Fair Lady was one of our history productions that we learned about. So when I heard My Fair Lady was in theatre, I just had to come.
I'm forced to be here because this is my cultural experience apparently. So I had to put on long pants and a shirt with a collar and all of that. So we'll see what happens, eh?
I could have danced all night, I could have danced all night, and still have begged for more. I could have spread...
Wow, what an electrifying performance in Zanzi. Let me tell you right now, Expresso fam, you do not want to miss out on the goodness that I just witnessed. Head over to Web Tickets right now because it's coming to a city near you. Book your tickets for My Fair Lady.
What made it so exciting?
That was cool.
It was
You got
very
like
cute.
front row seats to like diving back into the past.
My
How did it feel?
goodness, so good, Raul. When I tell you that when I went for a tour backstage and stepped into it, I literally got goosebumps. Like the set design is so incredibly beautiful, and it just adds to the entire experience of seeing it. And it's still running in the Western Cape in Cape Town. So please, if you can make your way to see that Peter Turin special, please do yourself a favor and see it.
Yeah, we've got lots of specials to get you plugged in on. And speaking of, here's a reminder of the special that you should get involved in right now.
Oh, it's special. It's really special.
I love you, Carl, and I love My Fair Lady.
I do.
I love everything live. I love theatre, I love comedy. I love Worcestershire shows.
We're actually going to use some of that in our budget chicken ramen stir-fry noodles that we're going to make together.
Oh, you and me are chicken
Yes.
ramen.
And then, of course, we will be talking about your show. In fact, you're going to give us a snippet.
I am going to give it a snippet, and of the show.
That's
wait,
it.
what?
That's fine. Anyway, I'm going to say, please stay there right now.
Yes.
Something seems to be poking my back.
It's not my cell phone.
It's your ruler.
Step into a world where color meets possibility with Plascon's 2025 Hybridity Color Forecast. Spend 500 Rand or more on any Plascon products and stand to win a state-of-the-art Toyota Corolla Cross 1.8 XS Hybrid worth 500,000 Rand. Simply WhatsApp your receipt name and ID to this number. T's and C's apply. Plascon, together we've got this.
It's my feel-good breakfast show.
Welcome back to Feel Good Breakfast Show, Expresso here in S3. Now, before the break, we spoke to award-winning comedian and extraordinary Alan Committie about his new stand-up show, Comedy Gold, and we're lucky enough to get a little snippet for you, so you can watch the snippet for free, but then buy tickets later at Web Tickets to go see him at the Theatre on the Bay. Please, so the Alan Committie brings you Comedy Gold.
What's very important, of course, is to know that the Olympics, which was last year in Paris, France, was an extraordinary event. And for the first time, they thought outside of the box. They were on the river. They didn't have that opening ceremony where you always see all the athletes, don't you? From America, 400 beautiful Olympic athletes. From Great Britain, 200. South Africa always has 11 athletes and 297 administrative staff. And then they come out in a group and they walk around, don't they, in the white slacks and the blazer and the boater hats. They look like sacks, high school students. Aimless and ambitious. But the point about it is, I think it's time for South Africa to have an Olympics opening ceremony, because each of those athletics teams from around the world would be given their own taxi. Think about the extraordinary opening ceremony we could have. All 400 American athletes in one taxi, and there'd still be space. And then the taxis chase each other around the track. That would be amazing, wouldn't it? And the Olympic flame comes from the opening taxi, and then whoever gets the least traffic offences racing around the stadium wins the first medal. And the athletes would have to decide, what's a starter pistol, what's a real gun? The edge, the excitement that could be available. As I watch all the athletics events, I'm always struck by some of them that make me more nervous than others. The men on the balancing beam. That makes me nervous, because the women do all the reverse pike and the triple half somersault, but the men on that balancing beam, one slip and bah! Do you know what I mean? And then the next thing you know, they're doing the men's walking event. So that's quite exciting. By the way, this walking event, why are we giving medals for that? Go wide here, because I want to show you. This is what you see in Constantia village. It's that kind of village. Yes. And the women are worse. It's extraordinary. That should not be awarded medals, in my opinion, anyway. If you are, by the way, walking like that, and you say to your partner, would you like me to walk you home? And then you walk like that. I don't think you're going to score in that event, is my feeling. That's just me. I'm humbled by the thoughts and prayers of everyone at home. The other thing about this, I suppose we need to just talk about this, is the dismount. Because often these beautiful Olympic athletes, some of them only teenagers, obsessively training for one event on the parallel bars, and then they do the dismount, and then they lose their balance, and they lose half their points. Why not practice that? That's the thing you're not good at. Get the dismount right. If anything, I can't do any athletic events, but my dismount is very, very lauded across South Africa. Sometimes I'm on an escalator in a shopping mall, and from halfway down, I clench my buttock, and I put myself in second, and then, bah! And often people clap, but not in the way you'd expect. Finally, I just need to say, I turned 51 recently. I know, I don't need your applause. I'm at an age now where people say, pull your tummy in, and I already have. That's not a good thing. But I celebrate my age. I'm excited to be around still. And the truth of the matter is, I'm now taking up yoga. Yes. The lady who takes the class is very thin. She's a low-fat yogi. And she said, in this class, we must focus on 3 things, which is standing and sitting and lying down. And I thought, I can do those things. I felt so powerful. She said, breathe in. I was able to do that. She said, breathe out. I thought, at this rate, I could actually achieve at Olympic level. That's how good I am. And then the person said, on your second exhalation, I want you to lean back and touch the small of your back with the inside of your eyelids while kicking your right leg out parallel to your fears, and then your left leg out reverse diagonally, and then rotating your arms counterclockwise while intoning the Ghanaian national anthem in Swahili. And I was able to not do that, sadly. At one point, I saw a woman in front of me. She put her right toe in her left ear. Extraordinary. I asked a girlfriend to do something similar a number of years ago, and she said that wasn't possible, but I saw it in Deep River, which, by the way, is not a yoga movement. Well, it is. It's a suburb and a yoga movement. Finally, I just need to talk about Pilates. You might pronounce it Pilates, but then some people say Worcestershire sauce. So it doesn't really matter what you say. But Pilates is an ancient Greek word, and it basically means loss of dignity. Because what it is you've got to push your heels into the ground, but stretch up through your spine, but then pull your knee in towards you, but send your other leg away from you, then rotate across your spine, but expand out, but implode in, and then braise your buttocks while souffling your kneecap, and then simmering in your own natural sauces before getting into an air fryer. I think I've captured Pilates quite powerfully. The other day, I had to do this movement for 45 minutes. This is called the seal. I'm 51 years old. I have dignity. Do you understand? Please come and watch Comedy Gold. Otherwise, I have to do this for a living.
Yes! That's it! Wowza! Absolutely incredible. Get your tickets and web tickets as soon as possible. That is Alan Committie at his best on the floor.
Is that live?
Right.
Or
That
was
was actually that was live.
Was that live?
That was absolutely live.
I thought I was rehearsing.
It's happening. Grab it. It's on until the 8th of December. Monte Casino thereafter is coming up country. It's going to be amazing. And as you know, Comedy Gold, it is going to be something to behold, definitely. What is that move again?
Oh, it's the seal.
Yes, if you
You've
just
got to get down,
get
and then
down.
you put your legs through your other arms,
Yes, like this.
and then you pull yourself
pull
back.
up.
There we go.
There you go.
Oh, Carl.
Oh, yes.
Oh, Carl, this is
Thank you.
exciting.
Great. Worcestershire.
Worcestershire. Worcestershire.
Oh my goodness, if you say Worcestershire 3 times, you actually are going to turn into Beetlejuice. Don't even do that, okay? Hilarious. Please make a plan to go and see Alan Committie live. Now, right now, we're all about creating those budget-friendly recipes this January. And if you're experiencing that, we've got you covered. Yesterday, we made a vegetable and chicken fried rice. And today, we're cooking up another delicious, cost-effective recipe. Now, you got to turn your humble ramen noodles into something special, a flavor-packed stir-fry that's really easy on the wallet and so big on taste. It's loaded with veggies that are crispy and also a kick of chili, and has some savory seasonings that we'll introduce you to. I think that we've got it now. Worcestershire.
Apparently.
Worcestershire, not Worcester.
Listen, I'm still just tripping on that incredible inspiration to get the dismount correct.
Wow.
So before any next insert, I'm going to be... All right, I'm ready. Let's go. Let us cook. I love it, Alan. Okay, so we're doing another little young stir fry. This is a little bit of a variation. I love the fact that we're again using lots of color.
Love it.
Which is a yes for me. So I think the hero for this week is definitely going to be one of these pans. Yeah, you're going to get yourself a wok because clearly we're showing you how perfect this is for quick meals on the flash and it's still ticking that box of nutrition.
Absolutely.
We also spoke about the fact that you can't really get this wrong.
You can't.
In terms of processes of when you put what in, it doesn't actually matter. Sometimes we take the harder veg and pot that in first, but if you want more of the crunch, then just like flash everything really. You can't go wrong with this. So I'm going to get straight into it now, starting with some garlic on this one first. We've got oil in the pan already. It's nice and hot, and then I'm going to go straight in with some of my veg. There's some lovely brock here.
I love the veg here. Cabbage is one of my favorite things to eat.
Oh, yeah?
Yeah, raw or cooked. I love throwing it on everything.
I've been a weird fan of raw slaw.
Yes,
Raw
I love a raw slaw.
It really is something that's coming together for me. It's, I think it's a texture thing.
Yeah.
We eat with our eyes, we eat with flavor, but I think there's also this texture situation that we don't speak enough of.
No, that crunch? Oh,
exactly.
so good.
Getting the perfect crunch and sort of, what's the opposite of crunch? Like,
mush?
The crunch to mush ratio, yeah. Getting that perfect crunch to mush ratio, I think, is of utmost importance.
The mouthfeel is always something you've got to think about when eating. That's why mushrooms are quite an interesting one. They're a bit squidgy, but I really enjoy mushrooms.
They are squidgy. I've had them like roasted as well, which is a game changer. I didn't know you could do that.
Yeah.
The weird thing is with mushrooms is that they actually have a lot more moisture than you think.
They
so
do.
They're often that food that you bite into thinking, oh, this is perfect, and then inside it's...
It's like biting into cheese. You never know what's waiting for you.
Just be careful of that one, all right? I'm going to throw some chili in here just to sparse it up. Now that we had a great conversation on how to deal with sweat, we can handle some extra heat in summer, so that's not going to be a problem at all. And this, for me, is where you want to get your preference going in terms of that sort of mush to crunch ratio.
Absolutely.
I think it works in your slaws and your stir fries and everything else too. Obviously for this one we're adding in some sweet chili and then our Worcestershire.
As Worcester sauce, guys.
That's great in here.
You could also substitute that with soy sauce, but it's January, like we said, and everybody definitely has this in their fridges. So definitely got to go with that.
I love what it does for like something as simple as veg, especially when you combine it with like a sweet chili. It gives you that, we were talking about Asian nuances.
Yeah.
It gives me more of like a sweet and sour Chinese feel to it. You know what I mean? It's giving that sort of vibe.
I love this.
If you like it, you're going to absolutely love this recipe. You can get it at expressoshow.com, of course. We are doing the finishing touches here. I've just got the stir fry, frying up some of the veg. We pop the sauce in as well. It's smelling so good.
And you can also see when the broccoli's ready because it goes like that bright green color.
Yeah, it literally screams at you like, come
literally,
on!
Come on, get me out of here.
Absolutely.
Here's some ramen to add.
Ramen, just to finish that off, that has obviously been pre-cooked, so it really just combines and baths in all the flavor. And voila, just for everybody in the studio, we've prepared not only this dish, but everybody's hungry apparently this morning. So over there, you can see your final product. I think ours is a little bit better than that. What do you think?
Come on.
Yeah.
We've been killing it in the kitchen game. How are your chopstick skills?
Oh, absolutely insane. I can catch flies with that thing.
Can you really? Can I put you to the test?
Yeah, fly me a fly, I'll get it.
Can you pick up the broccoli? I can't find you a fly. Yes.
Wait. Third time lucky.
Okay, you got it.
Get an expressoshow.com. It's absolutely delicious and crunchy too. Mwah, on your feet.
So good. Well done.
Oh, this is going to be good.
It's lovely. Remember the recipes at expressoshow.com, so go make that if you are into the whole healthy eating thing. Look at that. It's gorgeous. And I think at this time of the year, why not? Treat yourself with that. And we're going to treat you because you deserve it and we love you. We do have the first Grand Slam of the year, the Australian Open, and we are planning to unpack that with our favorite Ricky, who is here, as well as a certain amazing, I'm going to say a fanatic when it comes to tennis. So you make sure you stay right there. Plus, we've got somebody from the Eastern Cape, Sterk Spruit, stand up. Your person is here. Sipho the Gift will be performing a little bit later on your Feel Good Breakfast show. So make sure you stay right here. This is Expresso on S3.
It's my feel-good breakfast show.
Welcome back. This is your Feel Good Breakfast Show. Now walk with me because you know what? You need entertainment. It's that type of a day where you need to be inspired, motivated. You need someone who's got bars, and this particular person has that. New album coming soon as well. It is somebody who's going to blow you away, and his presence here is no doubt a gift.
Morning, South Africa. This is Sipho the Gift, and we're performing at What Cost.
Yeah, yeah. Boom. Okay, we made it, but at what cost? Yeah, yeah. Studio 50. Hey. All praises due thanks to the sauce. Hey. All of the struggle made me a boss. Hey. Said that we couldn't did it by force. Hey. Killing with silence on the response. Hey. All of you I can't endorse. Hey. Best that you hear it straight from the horse. Hey. All of you bother with all your thoughts. Ay, I stay on the green, I stay the course. Ay, I put my hand on the Bible, I tell the truth. Ay, I let them make their projections, I give them proof. Ay, I was tired of watching God off the stoop. Ay, then I gave them a feeling they can't dispute. Ay, can't put your trust in these. They telling lies, what's the use? Dealing with people who can't tell feelings from the truth. Plus I give who's only round for the juice. Can't hang with you people, I had to get them off the noose. Okay, we made it, but at what cost? If I pay the difference, can't run a loss. Ay, the game is a jungle, there's no remorse. Would I do it again? Well, of course. Ay, ay, okay, we made it, but at what cost? Ay, if I pay the difference, can't run a loss. Ay, the game is a jungle, there's no remorse. Would I do it again? Well, of course. Ay, I can't give you my time, I'm way too greedy. If you wanna see me, turn on your TV. Trust that I'm getting paid if I'm in your city. I can't give you my number, it can get tricky. They're searching for weakness, testing my armor. Only one with my secrets is still my mama. I can tell you the deepest might leave you traumatized. Searching for peace, I stare at my daughter's eyes. Work to the bone, trying to be immortalized. Now that I'm older, shorty, there's more to life. Playing high on my mental, it can get borderline. I pray and fortify all of the important times. Can't put your trust in these. They telling lies, what's the use? Dealing with people who can't take feelings from the truth. Plus the who's only round for the juice. Could hang with you, I had to get them off the news. Okay, we made it, but at what cost? Ay, if I pay the difference, can't run a loss. Ay, the game is a jungle, there's no remorse. Would I do it again? Well, of course. Ay, ay, okay, we made it, but at what cost? Ay, if I pay the difference, can't run a loss. Ay, the game is a jungle, there's no remorse. Would I do it again? Well, of course. Ay. 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 Okay, we made it, but it was cross. The game is a jungle, there's no remorse. Ay. Yeah. Pretty girls get it. Ay, yeah. Let's bounce. Ay, shorty cool without a mix, and she drippy like a sick. One-on-one is nothing like it. You might miss it if you blink. We can. You can tell me what you think. She just want a different vibe. I swear it's lit when we link. Shorty cool without a mix, and she trippy like a sick. One-on-one is nothing like it. You might miss it if you blink. We can. You can tell me what you think. She just want a different vibe. I swear it's lit when we link. You my one-on-one. I might break the bank. Say your vibe has got me lifted. You a different tank. Face pretty like an angel, look like Tyra Banks. And the back is sitting right. Tell me who to thank. Tell me where you live. You should relocate. Say you with the. You should demonstrate. We can dip and skate. I pull up at 8. Tell me what you say. I don't wanna wait. Shorty cool without a mix, and she trippy like a sick. One-on-one is nothing like it. You might miss it if you blink. We can. You can tell me what you think. She just want a different vibe. I swear it's lit when we link. Shorty cool without a mix, and she trippy like a sick. One-on-one is nothing like it. You might miss it if you blink. We can. You can tell me what you think. She just on a different vibe, I swear it's litty when we late. I lose track of time when we conversate. Mind is on a different level, not up for debate. And the whip is crazy, it's a different shape. The light dancing, watch it flicker when they hit the paint. Been ripping the jump, ay, they pull up and dump. Ay, I pull up the dump, pull up the bump.
No, it's like the pretty fly girls, get it? You know, fashion girls, get it? You know, the fashionable fly girls, get it? Now those that don't get it, I'm not gonna say it. If you get it, you get it. If you don't, you don't. But this is the outfit for today.
The gift.
I love that.
That keeps on giving too.
Yes. Boss,
Good
my
job,
friend.
Sipho.
Thank you so much.
So you've got some new stuff coming out soon.
Yes, definitely.
Tell us more.
Low Tuck Volume 2 drops on the 7th of February, yeah?
You asking us? We don't know.
Yeah, it just seems like I've been working on it forever and it's finally here, yeah. 10 brand new tracks, most of it produced by me.
Sure.
Nice.
Not to toot my own horn, but yeah, I'm
That's
really excited.
incredible.
Really excited. You got a taste of it today. Really soulful, really melodic. Yeah, that's my vibe.
Oh, I love that.
I want you to toot your horn and carry on doing that, because on live TV, being able to do what you just did now, that's special, that's worthy of a celebration. So
thank you so
I'm
much.
tooting this horn right here and getting behind that release, man. Thank you so much for sharing your magic with us. And the magic continues, Mzansi. Like we promised you, we've got a conversation coming up inspired by the Australian Open. So yes, Naslie's also in the building joining Ricky for
That's
that
his
one.
voice.
I can't wait for that convo.
That's your tennis voice.
No, that's the standard voice. My voice is like this.
No way!
It's like a dragon.
That can't be. But we'll
So
find out the
manly.
truth. It's fine. But also, your New Year's resolutions for couples, we need to unpack that with you as well. So make sure you stay there. This is your Feel Good Breakfast Show.
It's my feel-good breakfast show.
Oh, yes, Mzansi, the moment you've been waiting for, it has arrived. Welcome back at your Feel Good Breakfast Show, and let's bring in some Grand Slam action, because the first Grand Slam of the year has kicked off with some thrilling action at the Australian Open. Now, we had Aryna Sabalenka, who began a quest for her historic third consecutive title, while Jannik Sinner and rising stars like Alex Mickelson made their mark amid stormy weather interruptions. So let's get into the good stuff, and we brought nothing but the best here. We got Nazli Abrams, our tennis enthusiast, and Ricky, Solomon's tennis coach. She took me through my paces earlier, and fresh from a massive victory this weekend. Let's put our hands together for the champion!
Thank you.
Ricky, congrats, bro, on the weekend.
Thank you, thank you.
How was that?
No, it was. I'm officially old. That's how I feel. I would say.
What exactly?
I'm still recovering. I'm still recovering.
Still feeling it. What exactly did you win, by the way, bro?
It's called the Cape Town Masters. There's 6 tournaments that happen through the year. So this is the Cape Town version of it. So I won the men's 40 to 50.
Ain't nothing but a thing. Okay. I'm going to be paying attention on the next coaching session for sure, bro. Well done. Absolutely love that. And love the fact that we get some great tennis. Straight off the bat, we got Aryna Sabalenka coming through, looking to do something crazy, great history. What do you think it's going to take for her to get to the top? How do you think she's looking so far in this tournament?
Look, she is the #1 seed. She just won Brisbane a week ago, so she's in good form. The pressure of that 3 peak, though, is starting to tell. You know, Sloane Stephens, although a former Grand Slam champion, hasn't been playing consistently. He's trying to make her way back into tennis, got married. So she's not in form, and she gave Sabalenka a run for money, even though it was a straight set win. From our perspective, she was just dropping the ball a little short and took a while to get in there.
Kind of like a little bit of calibration again.
Yes.
A reminder to switch on properly as we progress.
You know, I mean, we're in Grand Slam land now.
Yeah, but it seems as though it's hers to lose, to be honest. If she does what she needs to do and she shows up, it should be more than possible for her, right?
Yes, she's in there. She's definitely in there to make a mark. But we were chatting earlier. Coco, I mean, we watched the United Cup. Coco played against Eager, so that's a test of where you want to be. Like 2 top players against each other. I don't think Sabalenka faced anybody in her class, really, to be honest.
Really bring out big guns.
So watching Coco, we're like, okay, you in there with a shot too, you know? So it's not a slam dunk for Sabalenka for sure.
Absolutely. Now listen, it gets exciting because it's not just the females that we're talking about, but the gents too. We had a crazy game with Yannick Sinner and Nicholas Jarry. This was wild. I mean, I watched some of the highlights here, and it looked like Mans was really challenged here, to say the least. He had to really show up. I mean, the start of it didn't really go his way at all, but wow, it was a proper match, to say the least, Ricky.
You know, Nicholas, he's a top player. He's been out a little bit, but when he's on form, he's actually up there, I'd say, with like the top 10 players in the world. He's massive serve, big strokes, and he's solid. So this was actually a horrible draw for both of them. They are both. That should be like a quarter-final. And the way he pushed Sinner was... Sinner, I almost feel like Sinner thought, man, why am I getting this guy up first time?
Working so hard at the start.
Yeah, right at the start. And so Sinner, I mean, the first 2 sets were so close, and then I think Nicholas Jarry, like, you know, after losing both tiebreaks, he was just gassed. He just thought, this is just a level I can't maintain.
And both of those first sets went to tiebreakers, right?
Yeah, no, very high quality game. They both had more winners than unforced errors, which is it's rare that both players are at that peak.
At that peak.
Yeah. Normally both players usually have more unforced errors than winners, but in their case they were both above it, and that's rare. Yeah.
All right, well let's talk about this crazy upset, to say the least. Tsitsipas going up against Mickelson. Wow, what a match. Mickelson coming through, showing that he's someone definitely to pay attention to, not only for this tournament, but it looks like this man's got a great future ahead of him, yeah?
Yeah. Look, this isn't the first time Tsitsipas has lost in the early rounds of a slam, and already with a draw, I'm sure a lot of people that follow tennis like a lot would actually have thought, okay, this could be an upset.
Yeah.
Mickelson has the game to actually beat anybody. He could beat Sinner on his day, I'm sure. He's very quick. He can pass you from anywhere. And Tsitsipas has this game where he's got big shots. He doesn't want to rally long. He needs a short ball. He needs to come into net and hit a winner, sort of a thing. Mickelson is not the type of player that he wants to play, and I'm not surprised by it.
Yeah. Now, is anything that we should look forward to? Obviously, there's so many matches still taking place, so much to get involved in. What are you personally recommending?
So I'm watching Mickelson, and there's a new Russian girl who turned pro about late 2023. Same trajectory as Mickelson. Her name's Diana Schneider. I'd love to see how deep she goes, so I'm really watching her closely. I'm a big Emma Raducanu fan, watching her too. I'd like for her to make a deep run. But I'm excited about seeing who will actually win the ladies, because the top 10 or the top 10 seeded ladies, that's a deep field. Like any one of them can win it. So that's exciting about the ladies tournament.
Absolutely.
For me, the men, I don't see anybody at all taking down Sinner or Alcaraz.
Well, let's find out. And of course, the Australian Open is taking place right now. Ricky Ness, thank you so much again for coming through and getting us all hyped and inspired for what's happening in the Open. And with that being said, Mzansi, it's just about past the hour. Official duties must commence, but you've got every reason to get hyped up for the Australian Open.
A minute after 8, that final bit of news is right now coming your way. Let's start with national news, where 7 illegal miners were brought to the surface at an abandoned shaft in Stilfontein, Northwest, following a rescue operation launched yesterday. Now, the Department of Mineral Resources and Energy has agreed to cover the costs, pending a constitutional court ruling on whether the state or Buffelsfontein gold mine is responsible. The operation is expected to cost 12 million rand. Now, so far, 1,570 illegal miners have emerged on their own, and 9 bodies have been recovered. Sticking to your local news, the South African Police Service in Limpopo seized counterfeit and illicit goods worth over 5 million rand in Musina. 2 Eritrean nationals and a Bangladeshi national, all asylum seekers, were arrested for dealing in counterfeit goods during an operation led by the National Counterfeit Goods Unit at the Musina shopping mall. Now, over 2,000 items, including sneakers, clothing, cell phone accessories, perfumes and consumables were seized. The Bangladeshi national faces an additional charge after attempting to bribe officers to avoid arrest. Looking at your international news making headlines, tropical storm Dikeledi hit northern Mozambique yesterday after leaving at least 3 people dead in Madagascar and triggering floods in Mayotte. Now, the storm intensified as it reached Mozambique's Nampula region, bringing destructive winds as well as heavy rain. The National Institute of Meteorology issued flood warnings with up to 200 millimeters of rain expected and wind gusts reaching 180 kilometers per hour. In December, Cyclone Chido killed 120 people in Mozambique and 39 in Mayotte. Dikeledi, which initially struck Madagascar as a cyclone, could hit the island's southwest coast again later in the week. Meanwhile, mediators presented Israel and Hamas with a final draft for a ceasefire and hostages release yesterday after a breakthrough in talks in Doha. The talks, attended by envoys of both Joe Biden and Donald Trump, included key officials such as the chiefs of Israel's Mossad and Shin Bet, as well as Qatar's Prime Minister. Officials described significant progress in negotiations, with the next 24 hours crucial for finalizing the deal. Both Israeli and Hamas delegations received the draft, but no official confirmation was given by the parties involved. Now we close up with a feel-good story where the spotlight is on 17-year-old Tobeka Langa from Rustenburg Northwest, who has proven that resilience and hard work can rewrite one's story. Now, despite financial struggles and growing up without parental support, the social grant beneficiary emerged as one of South Africa's 2024 Matric top achievers. Honored at a ministerial breakfast in Randburg yesterday, she admitted her disbelief at this accomplishment after a tough physics exam. Tobeka, now set to study chemical engineering at the University of Pretoria, dreams of making a global impact. She highlights education as a gateway to brighter opportunities and a tool to defy stereotypes about grant beneficiaries. Now, her journey inspires the nation, showcasing that determination can transform even the most challenging circumstances and turn that into triumph. Ending on a good note there, and again, congratulations to Tobeka for that stunning achievement. So where we leave your 8 o'clock news, let's head into the final bit of sports with Carl bringing you the latest.
Let's take a final look at your sporting action, and starting off with this one. In motorsport, Heng Lateghan extended his lead at the Dakar Rally drivers' standings with a Stage 8 victory. That was just yesterday. The South African completed the 487-kilometer special in 4 hours, 51 minutes and 54 seconds, despite a 2-minute speeding penalty. Lateghan now leads Yazid Al-Raji by 5 minutes, 41 seconds overall, with compatriot Guy Bottrell finishing second on the day, 1 minute, 47 seconds behind. Now let's go to cricket. Some exciting stuff when it comes to Rizar Hendricks and George Linder, starring for MI Cape Town and securing a 33-run win over Paul Royals in the SA20 at WSB Newlands. Hendricks hit a superb half-century to set up a total of 172 for 7, while Kagiso Rabada's fiery 2-wicket spell and Linder's career-best 3 for 15 sealed the victory, propelling MI Cape Town to the top of the table. Now let's stay with cricket. Proteas men's coach Rob Walter has named a 15-player squad for the ICC Champions Trophy 2025 in Pakistan, led by ODI captain Themba Bavuma. The team includes 10 World Cup semi-finalists and newcomers Tony De Zorzi, Ryan Riggleton, Tristan Stubbs and Vian Mulder. Fast bowlers Andrich Nokia and Lungi Ngidi return from injury, and the Proteas open Group B against Afghanistan. That'll be on the 21st of February in Karachi. And wrapping with tennis action, Novak Djokovic overcame an early scare to join Carlos Alcaraz and Jannik Sinner in the Australian Open second round. The Serbian lost the opening set to American Nishesh Basavaredi, but recovered strongly. In the women's draw, Iga Swiatek, Coco Gauff and Naomi Osaka advanced, with Osaka defeating Caroline Garcia in 3 sets. And that's it for your sporting action on your Feel Good Breakfast Show. Let's take a last look at your traffic situation. Here's Raul.
Thank you so much, Carlitos. Yes, let's see how we can serve you one last time on the roads, and let's move to Gauteng Midrand. Now, there's a stationary vehicle on the N1 northbound, and that's at New Road. So the right lane is closed, and as you can see from the visuals, please do approach the affected area with caution and stay safe while driving. From the road to the sky, let's find out one last time what's happening in the world of weather. Now, with our final round of weather news, the SA Weather Service has issued high fire danger warnings for today, and that's affecting the Northern Cape, the Eastern Western Cape, the Western Eastern Cape, the Free State, and the Southwestern Northwest. Now, the rest of the country can also expect isolated showers and thunder showers across most provinces. But meanwhile, the Kruger National Park has activated its disaster management team, and that's due to flooding from prolonged rainfall causing damage to infrastructure. Now, several gravel roads between Skukuza as well as the Lower Sabi are temporarily closed. So park spokesperson Ike Fachla urges visitors to respect road closures for safety, and weather conditions remain closely monitored. And of course, something that we need to pay attention to. For now, though, it's time to dive into our sunrise view of the hour one last time and dive into a shot all the way from Edgemid. And Keith has come through with a bright shot of the sun and coming through with those electric pylons in the background. I love this shot. It's beautiful, it's bright, it's bold, and it's giving us that promise of a beautiful day. So, Keith, thank you so much for sending this incredible shot through. And another reminder to you, Mzansi, we do it all again tomorrow morning on the number 063-408-8863. That's your call to action to send in your sunrise view for us so that we can share it with the rest of the world. For now, though, it's our last chance to take a gander at what temperatures you can expect on your side of town.
Wow, you know what? Weather's looking good, and the thing is, all of us here, we're looking at resolutions, looking fantastic. By the way, your hair looks fantastic.
Thank you, Carl. It only took you 3 hours to get here, you know?
I just had to notice that the hair looks gorgeous. It does. Hey, New Year's resolutions for couples. If you have any of those, 063 408-8863. Please save it to your phone as Carissa, Raul, and Carl. And we'll get that on a little bit later. It'll be great, eh?
Yeah.
I can't wait for that conversation. Vision boarding is absolutely important, not only as an individual, but as a unit. So let's make this the best year that we could ever have.
It's gonna be a good year indeed, especially if you pay attention to the conversation that comes at you in just a bit, Mzansi. We're talking about achieving, slaying, and smashing those goals that you have as couples. So let's do exactly that just after this. See you soon.
A whole season ahead, a myriad of possibilities.
ABSA, official banking partner of the Premier League.
It's my feel-good breakfast show.
Oh, yes, Mzansi, welcome back. It's your feel-good breakfast show, and it is Tuesday, and that's why we're choosing to have an incredible conversation that I think everybody can benefit from. We're talking about getting intimate with our relationships, getting intimate with conversation, and bringing it to the forefront. Because today we'll be talking about New Year's resolutions for couples and what fresh perspective you and your partner could tackle, plus the importance of touching base with each other. So we've brought in some experts to do just that. We've got Dr. Angelique Nespola in the building, who is a psychologist as well as a motivational speaker. And then we've also got life coach and actress Marciel Hopkins, who will be sharing their top tips and advice on making and keeping your New Year's resolutions on the forefront of conversation and of the action list too. So ladies, thank you so much for being a part of our expert panel this morning. How are you doing?
Good to be here. It's good to be here. We actually studied together. We did our honours degree together. So it's very special if we sometimes can do things together again.
And
collaborate.
Circle, Is this the first time you've seen each other since?
No, we've actually done a radio show together a while ago, and we're always in contact. So it's special to after many years, sit on the couch together again.
Oh, I love this. All right, ladies, let me get into this couple conversation. In the beginning of last year, my man and I got together and we put a couple's vision board there saying this is the goals for the new year. Tell me why we didn't touch it until December at the end of the year. Okay, it collected some dust, but the point was the intention was there.
Yeah.
Because I think we realized that it is important to get on the same page, right? And can you talk to me more about the value of doing that as a couple?
Absolutely. I love that you did that.
Yeah.
And I think often we are so ambitious about setting our goals, and it's so useful. But that follow through is important. So we need to check in, we need to have check-ins where we assess. How's it going? What do we need to reevaluate? What do we need to change? Because that's the thing with goals is we need to adjust. Circumstances change and we need to change. So to sit together to brainstorm, what are our goals as a couple? What are our goals as individuals? What does that look like? What are your needs in those goals? How can I support you? I love that.
So let's be maybe practical about this, because I'm sure that after this conversation, people are going to want to upgrade that relationship or upgrade the intimacy and the conversation. Where do we begin? If we haven't started this thing at all and we have no idea where to start, what's a good sort of version of a goal that we could introduce as couples?
I think very important is honesty. I think, you know, we can have all these ideas and assumptions that someone is on the same page as you, but if we don't really speak about it, and sometimes we have to be honest and it might lead to an uncomfortable conversation, but I always say the quality of my relationships depend on how honest I am with people. So honesty when it comes to that kind of thing. And, you know, I also believe even if you don't, you know, stick to that exact goal that you had, as long as you had a combined vision, at least there's direction. Because some people are very anti-specific resolutions because they say they just set themselves up for failure. And then I always go, as long as you have a picture and a vision that you at least make the same decisions in the same direction, that's already a win.
Absolutely. And I think within that honesty is the emotional intimacy. This is everything in relationships. Having that connection and nurturing it. I think, you know, Disney movies have us believing in things need to be perfect. It's not always like that, and that's okay. We need to work at it. We need to consciously make the effort to work at that emotional intimacy.
Consciously just being honest is a lot easier said than done.
Yeah,
because
absolutely.
that means you've got to ask yourself the real question of what do I want? And am I okay to be honest with that, knowing that it might not align? That's scary.
It's a very scary one.
And you need to know yourself really well.
Yeah.
You need to have introspection. You need to be connected to yourself to be able to know what are my needs, what are my triggers, what are my fears, and to share this with your partner so that you can connect. Because connection happens in vulnerability, right?
Yes. I absolutely love that. Ladies, thank you so much for what you've given us so far. I just want to take a moment to congratulate you, Marcel, for an incredible thing that's recently happened to you. You took to the socials and you let us know that there is a bun in the oven. Congratulations!
Thank you.
Look at those pictures. from you
Was
and
this
your
on the vision
man.
board?
Yes. See it work. The vision board worked.
Congratulations. What an
Thank
exciting
you.
journey that
Thank
lies
you so
ahead of you.
much.
And yeah, we just wanted to say from our Feel Good fam to you and your man that all the best for the journey going forward.
Thank you so
Listen,
much.
this is actually pretty awesome, and I think this is such a real-life example of what many people might be dealing with in a relationship, planned or not. A kid is always something that can come up and surprise us or get us excited or overwhelmed. Why do we deal with a situation like that as a couple? That's like, whoa, guys. We are now entering something inevitably new, inevitably overwhelming. As a couple, how do we then navigate that, and how could we incorporate these goals to make it achievable and more fun, I guess? Because it shouldn't just be scary, clearly.
Yeah, because we're adding another subsystem to the family, right?
Yeah.
We've got the couple subsystem, we've got you as a married couple or as partners, then you've got the family subsystem as children. That has its own goals. You have your own goals as an individual. The couple has its own goals. So you're kind of adding layers to...
It's like family goals now you've got to add.
Yeah, this vision board is growing. Having a spider diagram.
I think it so much depends also on personality. Like, I'm very A-type, my husband as well, so we very much planned for this, so there was no surprise. But I also have friends, we actually spoke about it, another mutual friend. She's quite dreamy, and she's someone that will probably just go with the flow with it. You know, she'll be surprised in that moment and then just go for it. She wouldn't maybe plan it that hectically. So I think in the end of the day, once again, luckily you are a team, and that's what I wish for people when there's baby news, that you're not in it you're alone. And then if you maybe do feel like that, then there's hopefully a family structure of people that will support you in that overwhelming times.
Sure. I'm also going to ask another question to do with maybe not the negative side, but the challenging side of this. Because what happens when your goals don't necessarily align? How do you sort of deal with that? Is it a deal breaker, or is it something that you sit down and kind of uncover together?
I think this is where it's so important to have these discussions, to look at what are the person's needs within those goals. The goals maybe don't need to be in alignment, but how can I support your dreams? How can I support your ambitions? And that's where that introspection you touched on is so important, to know what your needs are, because we can't expect somebody to know our needs if we don't know them and if we haven't verbalized them yet.
Absolutely beautiful.
And I think it's just a great reminder for you, Mzansi, as well. If you do have any goals as a couple right now, you want to touch base or share some of it with us right now, then this is your call to action. Come through, use our WhatsApp line. It's 0634088863. Use the hashtag Expresso Show, and maybe you can add bit of insight in this conversation. Maybe you've got some goals of your own that you want some help with that we can maybe, with our expert panel, assist you on, because I think that's what it's about now. Let's be practical with our approach to what a relationship can be. You mentioning that honesty, you mentioning the fact that we need to be forthcoming.
Yeah.
What about crazy goals like, let's get married? I know these are things that, like, not everyone in the relationship might be on the same sort of trajectory. Like, yeah, the guy or the female might be thinking about it, but the other partner might want it. Is it something that you can bring up if you know you want it, or should you kind of wait until maybe your partner also brings it up before you have the conversation? Because sometimes this could be like a, whoa, this is like too soon. I don't want to think about this. Yeah, and then it like throws the person off. Or is there a perfect time for these big goals that we talk about in a relationship?
This one is Marciel's field of expertise.
I think it's such a big timing thing with that type of question. It's
a big one, yeah.
And it's a big intuition thing. I think if you ask that for someone after 3 months, it might be a little bit of a red flag, you know, like, whoa. But I mean, if you've been in a very intimate, healthy, green flag relationship for 2 to 3 years, I think it's very, very fair to at some point ask that question. And then it's actually super important to be on the same page, because now, once again, one of the biggest things in relationships is we assume that person's on the same page. And I'm assuming he's already planning the engagement, but then that's why sometimes, once again, honest conversation, because then it's just an expectation management. Like, okay, no, this person is not there at all, but then at least let's just talk about it and hear, where are you, where am I? Okay, cool, not this year, or this isn't part of the plan. So then it's not that resentment thing that starts building. Because once again, assuming I'm going to get engaged, but haven't spoken about it, and then this person is completely unaware, the other person, that this is the expectation. And this tension builds, and it always, then other things start popping out. Because if there's resentment, we start seeing all the other things that, like the klein jakkalsies in Afrikaans that bother you. So once again, speak about it.
Yeah, and I think I want to add to that, not to be bound by society's timelines. I speak to so many of my clients who feel the societal pressure. It's now time to get married because I need to have children then on my timeline. So really to look at the timeline of you as a couple. How do you feel in that relationship? You should feel comfortable. You should feel supported, at ease. You shouldn't feel afraid and anxious in that relationship. So focus on what it feels like for you and your timeline, not society's timeline, not what you think other people need from you.
I'm also a big fan of just bringing things up on the first or second date. I'm that person. Do you want to get married? Yes or no? Do you want children? Yes or no? Because don't waste my time. If you know where you want to be, or rather put it on the table. Thank you so much, ladies. This is part one. Dr. Angelique and as well as Marciel. We're going to get into more about couples getting on the same page as we enter into this new year, which is a fresh perspective, right? We want our goals and resolutions to really be aligned. So if you really want to get in touch, 0634088863 is that WhatsApp line. Send us a voice note, send us a message, or hit us up on our socials. You can find us at Expresso Show.
Absolutely. Now, there's still a lot of
It's my feel-good breakfast show.
Welcome back. It is your Feel Good Breakfast Show. It's a Tuesday, and we always focus on health, relationship health in particular. We're going to continue down the avenue of talking about partners, right? We want to get you on the right note. So we brought in the experts today. We've got psychologist Dr. Angelic Nespola, as well as motivational speaker, life coach, actress, as well as model, Marcel Hopkins, talking about the New Year's relationships resolutions and how to reignite that spark within your relationships. And of course, we've asked you to get in touch, and I think we've got a couple of messages and notes.
Yeah, we've got lots of messages coming through. We're going to start off with, I don't know if it's a voice note or a message first, but let's see who's come through because we've got a lot of action on our WhatsApp line. So who's up first?
Hi, good morning, Expresso family. I hope you guys are good. I just have one question. Is it a red flag when your partner constantly going back to his ex or messaging his ex while being with you?
Ooh.
Is he asking for himself?
Yeah. Look, I think we are speaking about goals, and if your goal is to build a solid relationship and to build unity, I think that's possibly a relevant question. Red flag, yes, no?
Immediate yes.
Yes.
And if there's resentment that builds in relation to that, which it sounds like, and I'm reading between the lines, there likely is.
It does sound like this is,
Yeah, and that creates emotional distance, and that leads to a whole other thing. So, yeah, I'd go with red flag.
And distrust.
Yeah.
You know, like why and what is the conversations about? It just goes on such a big spiral. I think I always say in Afrikaans and English, break up. It's called that for a reason. There needs to be a break. This is not going on anymore. And, you know, maybe in the very far future you can think about friendship, but then your partner must be included in all of that. That can't be a separate, secret thing about a friendship.
If you're risking your current relationship for the past and you're stuck in the past, that worries me.
What do you want?
There are enough people in the world to have other friends. Like,
what do we do with this said red flag? Because, cool, I got the red flag. Now I have an option to do something about it. Is this the time to bring in a conversation?
Definitely.
Be honest?
Definitely.
Okay.
Definitely.
Okay. I think communication's vital.
I think, yes, being honest, having a conversation maybe leads to the question of how often do we have these conversations and how often and when do we choose these moments to have these conversations? Because we're speaking about the fact that we need to introduce it. When is the best time to do that, and how do we approach this? Because sure, I might have this loaded thought in my mind, and then my partner's just chilling there having breakfast, and I'm like, okay, so are you going to get married and why not? Because I noticed this and blah. And you're like, whoa, hang on, I'm not ready to even engage.
I haven't even had my coffee yet.
How do we discern between finding the perfect time to bring about these hard-set conversations and these real moments in our relationship?
So my advice to my clients is to have regular check-ins with your partner. Because we pick up things if we have these check-ins, not to wait for chaos, for fights, for disaster, to have check-ins. Have them on the regular, and that looks different for different people. It could be every second week, once a month, but have them scheduled and honor them. Because then we can talk about things that come up before they become big things.
So,
I always do say it's important to find a safe listening space, and then if you can't find it, to create it. Because my husband once said to me, when he comes home after a long corporate day of making sommetjies the whole day, he can't at the get-go have a serious, hectic conversation. So it's that also a mutual respect thing, but you know your partner best. Let them unwind, have a moment, and then maybe over dinner when things are relaxed and you are connected and you are listening to each other, bring it up then. Because once again, then there's a space for it. This person is actually tuned in. And once again, if it's not happening, then you can create it and send them a message saying, listen, I really want to talk to you tonight. Whenever we have a moment on the couch, so there's also a preparation thing. And it's not this thing about you're just completely caught off guard and this person is just coming at you. They know, okay, she or him or, they have something they want to say, so now I'm going to be able to listen to that.
I like a Google Calendar invite too, so it's there. Schedule it in.
Nice.
You know what I'm saying? Let's have a chat night. Why not? Some wine, some coffee, whatever it may be. I think that's really good because I like to be prepared.
But what do you call that on the invite?
Question.
big chat.
Yeah.
Because
We
then
need
it might
to
get
talk.
scared.
Yeah, you got to be very careful when it comes to
Chicken.
Chicken is safe enough.
Relationship upgrading or something like that. Listen,
Let me upgrade you.
I think a lot of Mzansi is wanting to upgrade their relationships because we've got so many comments that have come through. So I'd love to take this opportunity to hopefully use our expert panel to do just that. And maybe we can assist you, Mzansi. So let's go through some comments and see what you'll have to say. Starting off with Jennifer Alexander says, good morning. Having a wonderful day and stay safe, Expresso family. We're celebrating our 30th wedding anniversary this year. And our goal is to celebrate many more wonderful years filled with love.
Oh my
All right.
goodness.
Well, that's more like a celebratory post. So
love
kudos
that.
to 30 years.
Yeah.
And here's to more of that.
30 years is crazy.
What
I mean,
a great
how?
foundation.
Yeah.
She must give us some tips there. In there.
30 years is crazy. Well, let's see who else came and got in touch. We got another one from Shakur Lucas who says, still on the single island, but what I would say is strengthen the bond because that's very important. Trying new experiences together and supporting each other's goals and dreams. I think that's really important.
Yeah, I love
As a
that.
single person, you got to be self-aware of those things as well, right?
As a single person, I would always use new experiences as like a litmus test to see like who the person really is. Because I think on a date you have these like pretenses and everyone's like trying to show off. But when you go on an experience and you get like something real and raw, you get to see
their
who that person.
vulnerable side.
Yeah,
The true
you
self.
see who they
The
really
true
are.
self emerges.
The anger issues.
I think from the single island, that's some good advice there. So
Yeah.
definitely incorporate some new experiences for sure.
But also just as a single person putting yourself out there because sometimes people become quite passive when they are in the single boetjie, if I can say it like that, where it's almost that thing about I'm going to sit on my couch and wait and pray for this person to cross my path. But it's like, no, you need to put yourself out there. And I always say if you don't like the online dating scene, there's running clubs, there's book clubs, whatever, but put yourself out there. So that's it for you experience already, but then you get to experience different things in life and you have better exposure out there. So I still have single friends, and I always say, how regularly do you really put yourself out there?
That's a good
And
point.
they're like, oh, you know, like we get a bit scared and we get in our comfort zone, and then there's not necessarily going to be change that happens. So I like that, the experiences thing.
Yeah, and depending on the tax bracket, you could look on LinkedIn too.
Oh,
I've heard that. I'm not saying
Some
from
new
experience, but
strategy.
this is what the word is on the street, guys. It's not me, I promise.
Listen, we've got some more comments to go through. I think we can try one more from Sandile Benati Chawula. Says, good morning, Expresso show. Since I'm in a long-distance relationship and I last saw my guy last year around June, my goal will be to see him again. And we both have one goal, which is to be together for a long time, as we have been together for almost 7 years now. Wow. 7-year long-term, long-distance relationship? That normally means something good.
Impressive, because that really puts your relationship to the test. I was in a long-distance relationship with my husband before, so I say this from experience that you really see different parts of the person and you really have to work at that relationship. So 7 years.
And the connection.
Well done.
With my previous TV show that I worked on, I was also like gone for 4 months. And then people also asked me for advice. And I said, you can't just have this wishy-washy phone call every day and think that's communication and that's how you're going to stay connected. You really have to put a lot of effort and intention in that. So on the phone calls, not just how was your day, how did your day feel? What made you upset? Where are you? Like that thing. And if you can do it the right way, then it can totally work. It can, I think it is realistic to do long distance. Some people are like, no, it can't work. It depends on how much you want it. How much you wanted to make it work.
Ladies,
how much you want
fantastic.
it. Yeah, how much you want it and what do you want? That is the question you need to ask yourself before you even bring any questions to your partnership. But again, thank you so much, Dr. Angelique and Marcel, for coming through, for educating us and I think inspiring us on the positivity of relationships and what they can be. It's a beautiful opportunity for you, Mzansi, so take advantage of the fact that you can communicate whenever you choose and you can create a beautiful version of relationship just if you try. Enjoy.
Thank you so much. There was fantastic New Year's goals, of course, when it comes to couples. I feel one of them is to create a cheese tower together. I know it sounds weird, but you'll find out why that's relevant a little bit later. Plus, Sipho the Gift is still here, and we've got some quick-fire questions we want to throw his way, so make sure you don't miss that by staying there on your Feel Good Breakfast Show, Expresso, here on S3.
It's my feel-good breakfast show.
Your Feel Good Breakfast Show, that's what it is. Expresso here on S3. And earlier we got to catch up with the super talented individual from Sterkspruit, Eastern Cape. Sipho the Gift is here. And I just wanted to get to know him a bit better. But the great thing about getting to know somebody is that you can pick the way. You can chat to them and ask some normal questions, or you can go quick fire. And I just thought this would be great for you, Sipho the Gift, because you're somebody who, you love bars.
Yes.
You write them all the time.
Yes.
And sometimes bars happen spontaneously.
Yeah, it's like...
Without thought.
It's like jazz, you have to freestyle your way through it.
That's it. So you can freestyle all these questions. Eh?
Yeah.
All right, this is fantastic.
I'll give it my best go.
So, I'm going to ask you a couple of questions and just roll with me on this one. Like, the first one is, do you prefer freestyle or written pieces?
Freestyle.
Really?
Yeah.
Oh, this is good. I'm going to keep on going here. Who's your favorite South African recording artist?
Oh, it'd have to be somebody who's passed away. Hugh Masekela.
Hugh Masekela?
Yeah.
Ah, that's a very good one. Okay, who's your dream international collaboration?
Kanye West, still.
What?
Yeah.
Okay. Go-to karaoke song, if I took you to a karaoke bar right now.
It'd have to be something from the Sing movie.
You like the Sing movie?
Yeah, Sky Full of Stars.
What?
Yeah.
That's amazing. Okay. Favorite music genre, should I ask? I don't know. Let's go for it anyway.
Hip-hop.
Oh, I thought so. That's great. Which city would you say is your favorite to perform in and why?
Joburg. There's just something about Joburg crowds that they like to come out and they give you an energy when you're performing.
They like hype.
Yeah.
I can tell you that. Okay. Do you sing in the shower?
Of course, yeah. That's where the ideas come from, the best
really?
ones.
Hold on, do you rap or sing in the shower?
I sing. In an alternate world, I'm Frank Ocean, and I only sing.
What?
I don't rap.
No ways.
Yeah.
Like the Blonde album, you sing like from Frank
Channel
Ocean?
Orange, Blonde.
All of that. Okay,
all of
that's
that,
what.
yeah.
This is good. So, which one did you pick in the shower? Sorry, this is not Quickfire anymore. This is just intrigue.
Which album or which song?
No, I'm saying which song. Like in the shower, which one echoes better in the bathroom?
Anything that I heard on the radio that day, I'm gonna give my best impression. That's just me. I reverberate everything that I hear every single day.
I like crooning in the shower. You know those
Yes.
old school Sinatra things?
Yeah.
I did it my way.
That's also in the Sing movie,
You know?
by the way. Yeah.
That'd be amazing. Okay, I'll tell you what. Let's ask you a couple more. Are you a romantic individual?
Of course.
Okay. Chocolates or flowers?
Flowers.
Ah, I see.
Yeah.
That's it. What's your ideal date setting?
Ideal date setting, it'd have to be something intimate, low lighting, some wine, music, yeah, and some chills.
Okay, this is good.
Yeah.
What do you think is the most romantic song in the world?
Oh, I don't know. You got me stumped there. It had to be something old, something back when there was
like Maxwell, like that sort of.
Pretty Wings, Maxwell.
There you see?
Yeah.
See, oh, that's such a good song. Sorry, I had to mention them because I feel like you were going there in your mind. You see, I can read minds as well. That's it. And then, tell you what, let's go more nitty-gritty there. Do you kiss on a first date?
I haven't been on one in a long time, but if things are heading that way and it's consensual, then of course.
Okay.
Yeah,
okay.
yeah.
So you haven't been on a date in a long time? Are you looking to go on a date?
No. Committed relationship, married.
Oh, that's lovely.
Perfectly fine.
This is very good.
Yeah.
Okay, that's fair. How did you guys meet?
School, actually.
Is this a high school sweetheart vibe?
No. I used orientation week to my advantage in university.
You see people, you know what, that's a skill.
Yeah.
Use the orientation week already? Oh, my word.
Yeah.
So is that how it happened?
Yeah.
Well done.
Met first week, all those dances, I was focused on something else.
If you weren't doing this, what would you be doing?
I'd be an engineer, actually, or a perfumer. That's another one of my passions.
Perfumer?
Yes.
Why perfume?
It's just one of my passions. No Risk, No Roses. It's because I have a deep passion for rose and oud fragrances.
And that's that album, hey? That's coming through. Oh, that's amazing. Yes. I actually did not know. This is why we do Quickfire. Yeah. It's not really Quickfire. I'm just actually very intrigued. I went off script a while ago, but it's fine. I tell you what. I would say, in terms of your marriage at the moment, sir, I would ask this. I'd say, does your partner love your music?
Yes. Sometimes he's a bigger fan of me than I am of me, and sometimes you need that.
Man,
yeah,
that's what it's all about. And then I suppose the last one would just be, if you had the attention of the world for only 5 seconds and everybody had to listen, what would you say?
I'd preach a message of love and acceptance.
Love and acceptance.
Yeah.
in 5 seconds you'd go, love yourself, accept yourself.
And others, yeah.
And others.
Yeah, that's simple.
It's powerful. This is, you've got the depth, people. This is why this man is the gift. Oh, tell you what, one more. What was the other options for stage names?
Before Sipho the Gift, it was Gifted.
Gifted.
It sounded a little bit bland, so...
They were, and also very like one, like you know, Adele, Beyonce, Gifted. Nah, this one works. I like it. This is fantastic. Okay, so Sipho the Gift, thank you for answering so honestly.
Thank you so
It's
much.
great. And the thing is, the depth of you and the humility in you is so apparent. And I know that this industry it's going to welcome you as it has already, but there's more success, man. I can just feel that your bars are so good, your flow is so good, and I don't see you only being in South Africa for too long. That's my dream for you, actually.
I received that. Thank you so much.
Please do, man. Sipho the Gift, as you can see, this man is fantastic. But of course, another thing, and I know this is a completely different thing, we want to build a cheese tower. I almost feel like I have to sing it like the Frozen. Do you want to build a cheese tower? Yes, we do.
Yes, we do indeed. And speaking of gifts, we got a cheesy gift coming at you right now. It's time for some fun and games using Clover cheese portions. And the challenge, who can build the tallest, steadiest tower of cheese? Now it's time to stack up and show off those balancing skills in our cheese tower challenge. And we got Martial still with us over here, coming straight through from our expert panel into the kitchen. And Martial's going to really be put to a test because she's going up against the one and only Miss Cupid over there, Carissa.
Unwrapping cheese champion
of yours to
Unwrapping
make
cheese.
Okay.
It is.
I really thought it was charcuterie board vibes.
It's kind of like that. It's just like a tall version, a creative charcuterie tall cheese board. We'll call it that. Right, Marcel, you know the rules, it's very simple. You have a minute to literally unwrap your beautiful cheddar cheese over there from Clover. Create a tower that you can stack as high as possible. And then once the minute is done, your tower has to remain standing for at least 5 seconds to be eligible as our grand champion.
Wait, what are you
is the rule
basing
the
this on?
highest?
Yeah, is it the highest?
It's all about
just
height.
about the height.
It's all about the height. As high as you can get it without falling, we'll take it. Rules are simple. You ready for this? In 3, 2, 1, let's go! Stack it up. And let's pay attention to some of the techniques here. Are we just going to go straight for a stack? I see Marcel's taking a time here with the unwrap. Perfection is important.
Putting some pressure
It looks
here
like
on
we've only
me.
got about 45 seconds left. Now we've got 45 seconds.
Okay, that's enough time.
Chris is already on a 2nd level and Marcel is as well right now. It looks like she's on the 3rd level, the 4th level. But she's going for some very foundationally strong levels
That
over
might
here.
actually be the right idea.
Chris has gone with a risky one here. So it looks like we've got about 25 seconds left, ladies. We've got to stack it up. Let's get high, let's get it tall, let's get it proud. And it's got to stay standing for at least 5 seconds once the clock is done. And time is running up because officially you've only got 10 seconds left. Come on, you've got this. 7, 6, 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. No touching! We are done, Carissa. Get your hands off your tower and your 5 seconds. 4, 3, 2, 1! And with that being said, officially after the 5-second count, our tallest tower is Marcel! Yeah! I think your strategy of getting a good solid foundation is what paid off in the end.
You were more creative though. I went for the very solid. This
You're
is how you
building
build
blocks,
it. You're
bricks.
going upwards.
Would you like to dedicate this win to any of your fans or loved ones out there?
To the baby. To the baby.
The baby's gonna
This
love
is
cheese.
perfect. Right. We're not going to waste this cheese, and I got to commend you again. Well done on a perfect strategy on dealing with everything, being calm under pressure, and taking the title. Chris is not an easy one to beat. What we are going to do, though, we're going to have some fun with the cheese. We're not going to waste any of it. And I thought, let's just have some fun and show you how to easily prepare our little cheese puff pastry. All right.
So what's that called? Kaaspoffertjie.
A kaaspoffertjie, ja. Laat ons poffertjies maak hier. En ons nou sal suiwer Afrikaans praat net so. That's the end of my Afrikaans.
I got excited.
I'm going to show you guys how easy it is because you guys have already handled the cheese. All you're going to do here is pop your cheese into our little puff pastry over here. You can do that right now, and then I'll finish it off for you. So, voila. That's simple. Yeah.
Okay.
That's how simple that is.
Cool.
And voila. All right, so Mzansi, you got our cheese over here. All we're going to do is literally create a little fold out of this. And you can get creative and have fun with this one. You can do whatever you really want, right? So I'm going to ask you, maybe, Marcel, can you maybe possibly finish this off for me? Because I have something important to tell Mzansi right now about this, all right? Get creative with the boxes, and then we'll come to the basting after this. So while Marcel does that, I want to remind you, Mzansi, we are having fun here. We're having a lot of awesome memory-making action. But Clover cheese portions are also individually wrapped, easy to unwrap, and perfect for any snack or creative moment like we've just had now. So this is a reminder that it's available in cheddar and Gouda. They are high in protein and it's a great source of calcium too. So the fact that it's conveniently packed to enjoy as is the reason why we're having so much fun, and it gives you these shareable ways to have fun with it too. So just like we did now, had a little bit of a competition, we got creative. We're making some of these pastries as well, and Marcel has just perfectly created some rustic, authentic boxes. So thank you so much for that.
Rustic's the right word.
not so perfect necessarily.
You picked up on our secret. So all I'm going to do is baste that with some egg, which I've prepared earlier. Get creative with that. I like to douse it because I really want those layers, especially when you do sort of baste this, those layers really separate in the pastry, which is a lot of fun. And then we can give it that, it also gives you that golden brown color too. So just giving it that authentic feel. And then just sprinkling some herbs over there, giving it some flavor.
Lovely.
We used some of this in our leftover ingredients. We had some budget meals that we put together earlier. So these are things you should find in your pantry too, possibly.
Oh, that took it to the next level. Yeah.
Yes, just elevating that. And then voila, you pop that into the oven around 180 for safety. Keep an eye on it a couple minutes. And then what we've done, Marcel, is also just gone into the future and prepared something for you. So if you want to feed yourself and the baby, you're more than welcome to tuck into that. But again, Mzansi, this is why we're having fun. This is what it's all about. And a reminder for you to also get in on the stacking action. We're talking about stacking and snacking over here with Clover's cheese portions. It's bringing a world of flavor and excitement to your table. So you can find them at major retailers nationwide. And the recipe is available at expressoshow.com. All right. That being said, we've got so much still to look forward to in your Feel Good Breakfast show. Not just this good food, but also the gift is still standing by. He's ready to perform once again, share his illustrious words. We're leaving, the man was a singer in his past life, but I'm glad that he's still sticking to the bars and giving us nothing but the good stuff. So you don't need to go anywhere, Mzansi. A lot to look forward to straight after this. See you soon. All right, can we eat now, guys?
Please.
Nice.
It's my Feel Good Breakfast Show.
It is your Feel Good Breakfast Show, and we felt like we needed to give you some musicality to wrap up the show today. We've got Sipho the Gift here, and he's about to bring you 2 tracks to wrap things up on your Feel Good Breakfast Show. So, let's go.
Yeah,
This is River.
Rather than chase it, figure I'd rather pace it. Really, I felt out of place whenever I try get adjacent. Ayy, been like a river, can't stay in one place. They'll never know how much faith it takes to cover your soul and evade the fakes. I was young and I made mistakes. They put it on bases, ayy. Fighting for places, ayy. I cover my bases, ayy. Taking my aces, ayy. I move like a racist, I stay separated. I keep it located, alone when I faded. There's no conversation, it's empty and vacant. If there's no payment, I'm not obligated. I've been out changing, haven't I? Practicing patience, haven't I? Been different places, haven't I? See different faces, ayy. I've been out changing, haven't I? Practicing patience, haven't I? Been different places, haven't I? See different faces, ayy. I gotta be selfish, I swear I can't help it. It feels like I'm losing myself. I can't wait on you to come save me. Whenever I'm drowning, I do it myself. I lay on my heart for you, getting real vulnerable. Really, you don't wanna hear it. You get defensive when they get uncomfortable. You rather keep up appearances. I ain't been getting no sleep for weeks. Try playing cool, but the pain was deep. But I keep in that Jesus peace, and the one that keep getting at least is me. I've been out changing, haven't I? Practicing patience, haven't I? Can't say the same, I'd rather die. Feels like a waste to say that we tried. Haven't I? Practicing patience, haven't I? Been different places, haven't I? See different faces, ayy. I've been out changing, haven't I? Practicing patience, haven't I? Been different places, haven't I? See different faces, ayy. Yeah. Check. Yeah. Always a drive. Yeah. Always a drive. Never no caddy. You got a problem. Here go my addy. Tell her pull up. They run an ad me. Trying to distract me. Never been chatty. From my own lane. How could you catch me? I'm in the street. You in the alley. I've been through peaks. I've been through valleys. Never knew nothing that I could've. Never knew nothing that I could've handled. When it come to challenges. Been through the most. Cause of the darkness we've been through. I promise to never miss chances to pull up a chose. Still from the city, just riding my way. Please don't ask me if I got some space in a boat. Remember the darkest of days when I was trying to real was kept us afloat. I know it might look like we doing the most. They rather see me resemble a ghost. I'm from the coast, I'm checking the coast. So please use your manners before you approach. No, I might look like we doing the most. They rather see me resemble a ghost. I'm from the coast, so I'm checking the coast. So please use your manners before you approach. I know some people that all of their life is a lie. They not who we claiming to be. I know some people that all of you worship, but really they never been famous to me. I'm not entertainer, so you can just miss me. I promise you, I'm in another class. Came from the bottom, I'm planning on taking it up like I hopped in a hovercraft. Only responding to something is money. I'm counting like I was in love with math. Writing my thesis, I'm planning on schooling it like there was some undergrads. You can just tell from the entry, the boy's a spectacle. Promise I'm something to see. Never was doubted, I knew I was special when I was in uni and selling CDs. Principal thing is to double the fees. Me and the money like pollen and bees. I'm not the one they expected to see. Came through the door without having a key. No, I might look like we doing the most. They rather see me resemble a ghost. I'm from the coast, I'm checking the coast. Please use your manners before you approach. No, I might look like we doing the most. They rather see me resemble a ghost. I'm from the coast, so I'm checking the coast. Please use your manners before you approach. No time for them too.
Yes! Sipho the Gift, absolutely incredible. Like I said before, the gift that keeps on giving.
Yeah, literally.
Zanzi's Frank Ocean, come on.
We can officially drop the Sipho, right?
Yeah.
I'm just going with the gift because that was absolutely special. Thank you for sharing your talents with us. And I cannot wait to see that new music that's finally going to be released. We are absolutely hyped for it, Sipho. Thank you so much. And hyped for the great food that's been made of...
We made some fantastic food today.
Yeah.
I'm tasting my chopstick
And
skills right now.
they're all nice and quick and easy. And if you missed on any recipes, go to through to expressoshow.com, which is wonderful. Tomorrow, please don't miss it on Expresso. The thing is, we love, all right, a good scoop.
We do.
And I'm hearing about a digital library of some sort.
Yes,
What's
oh my
happening?
goodness. So they are launching a digital library that's going to be available in all 11 languages in South Africa, which is absolutely crazy, but also something that is so needed in this country of diversity.
Yes.
Not only that, we also have the culinary hotline bling. Yes. The food is going to continue with Nicholas Fraser, who joins us in studio.
That is so cool. And remember, utilize the culinary hotline. I think that if you have any sort of question around the recipe, maybe there's something that you have thought about and maybe the butter didn't turn out, the roux didn't work out. You can ask those questions during, because we bring in the experts for a good reason. We want them to educate them. So please, you can always just throw in a little question, 063-408-8863 during any culinary hotline segment. And we'd be happy to get our special guests to answer. Also, we're welcoming all of your favorites back slowly but surely. So I'm back today. Hopefully I'm a favorite. If I'm not, it's fine. But you and us are back tomorrow, which is going to be great to see him. That man is fantastic.
There's been so many family adventures. I've seen just like taking the kids out to so many cool spaces. I'm dying to find out what is the effect of that holiday that he had. I'm sure it's going to be nothing but invigoration. He's probably
Everyone came back looking good, though, I will say.
Ewan's going to come back like extra shredded.
Yeah,
Just watch. Extra pack on the stomach there.
Did you give me that pastry for chopsticks?
I did. My skills they're getting so good.
Well, all right.
Carissa in the building.
This is the perfect starter to tomorrow's feast on the Culinary Hotline Bling. We'll see you there bright and early, Mzansi, and thank you.
Bye.
Nothing but magic. Love ya.
Bye.
Another feel-good production.